Hi, Gringo. Good morning, afternoon, night. I'm pretty sure it's morning to afternoon, but good day. uh, I'm back in the streaming chair. Hello, Gringo. It was so much fun doing Forest with you. I just wanted to say that again. I had a lot of fun doing Forest with you. Hi, Alphonse. So I just wanted to say that again since I had to leave kind of rushed last time for my D&D thing, but yeah. Let's go Forest. Yeah, that was crazy. I did not expect Forest 3 announcement, let alone for it to look like that. It looks terrifying. Forest 3 was definitely, in my opinion, one of the top reveals of the night. I was very impressed. I don't understand. To be honest, I should have clocked it from the crunchy onesies at the start, but I didn't. I have no idea why it is the forest and why they didn't just make a new game, because it doesn't look like the forest at all or have anything seemingly like the forest. But if the title ain't broke, I guess. If the title ain't broke, don't come up with a new one, I guess, is what we're doing. A lot of sci-fi games were announced last night. Kind of a for me, because I don't really like sci-fi that much, so I was like, I would say, because obviously we watched the Game Awards. I actually know the storyline of Sons of the Forest, and they do get into alien shit, apparently, at the end of the second one. So I think they're going into, like, now it's interdimensional cannibal islands or something. I don't know. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird, man. I think Expedition 33 swept. Who was shocked? Literally nobody. I was just cheering for Jeff and Miss Piggy to make out the entire night. If I had to rank my top 5 announcements, number 1 is definitely Divinity. Divinity took number 1 for me. Divinity was great. Ultra 9/11 sweep, yeah, once he shows up, if he shows up, I'm gonna make fun of him for it. I'm gonna bully him. What else? Divinity was number 1. Divinity was great. That shit hit. I saw that they have said that a lot of the team that worked on Baldur's Gate is working on Divinity, which makes me happy. And they said that it's gonna be bigger than Baldur's Gate, which is crazy. They said the game is going to be larger than Baldur's Gate. I don't know if that is possible, but they're gonna do it, apparently. So shout out to Larian. I loved the solid, like, a minute and a half where everyone was like, is this Elder Scrolls? Oh my god. And then we got hit with the Larian. I'm hoping for bigger endgame. Yeah, that would be really nice to get bigger endgame, but I don't know. I couldn't get into Divinity originally because I fucking despised how the characters looked. And I hated that you had to do the shit where, like, if you're a girl, your armor is only bikinis, you know? Like, it was Divinity, especially Divinity Original Sin, was one of those, like, if you're a girl, you wear bikinis and you have a size 2 waist and it's you against her, and I was just like, ugh, god, like, it was just really cringe to me, so I just could not get into Divinity because I just had no attachment to my character whatsoever because she just looked like a porn star. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, it felt like one of those, like, when they do the, like, fighting game pose comparisons for guys and girls, and the girl's, like, on all fours shaking her ass, and the dude's just, like, standing there. That's, like, what it felt like. Hopefully, with the success of Baldur's Gate, that means that with this Divinity, they're not gonna do that, because that shit was crazy and lame as fuck. So I'm hoping we get, like, more unisex and more normal looking character models and not as gendered. Got my last exam now. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Yeah, good luck, Alphonse. Good luck on the exam. You'll do great. You'll do great. Also, Morning Pumpkin. Divinity was definitely the best announcement. The second best announcement was the new, due to international copyright law, it's not Yakuza, but it's Yakuza, starring Don Lee and Ma Dong-seok. Created by one of the original Yakuza guys that left Sega not too long ago, and he's got his own game studio now. And it's Yakuza with Don Lee, but it's not Yakuza, you know? They showed the gate and everything, like, it's Yakuza, but it's not, but it's, it's kind of giving the vibes of Death Stranding 2 of, like, it's totally not Snake. It's totally not a gigantic Metal Gear reference in Death Stranding 2. Nope, totally not. It's just like that because it is. Totally no correlation whatsoever. It has that kind of energy to it. I love Don Lee. He's one of my favorite actors. I've loved him since I first saw him in Train to Busan. I kind of, like, they made fun of me for it. I, like, kind of blacked out during the reveal. Because I was like, there's no way this is basically, like, it isn't a Goshige. I was like, there's no way this is Don Lee in totally not Yakuza, right? There's no way. And then I saw the gate, and then, like, I just, like, genuinely, like, don't remember, like, 4 seconds of time after that. And for, like, 3 minutes, I was just like, oh my god, Don Lee in a Yakuza game. Because I fucking love Don Lee, man. He's, like, my favorite South Korean actor. I love him. He's great. That was a big one. That was a big one for me. That was definitely number 2. Forest 3 looks really good in a, I don't think it's the forest per se, but it still looks really cool. Like, I definitely will not approach it as a forest game, but it looks sick as fuck, and the monster design looked awesome. The new game by the people that made Soma, that one also looks really good. Soma, I got a lot of, I feel like Soma is a spooky game controversial take I have, where I don't think Soma is as much of, like, a pinnacle game as a lot of people like, but that's because I'm just not that into sci-fi that much. I like the story of Soma. I like the story. I think the story of Soma is really good. The gameplay just bored the fuck out of me, and I just could not get through it. I'm sorry. I'm not into running around in big mech suits, basically, and, like, I'm under the water, I'm fighting robots. Like, it just was not appealing. It's not appealing to me. But I still, like, went through the story and, like, caught up with the story because I heard the story was really good, and it was pretty solid. It was pretty solid. Their new game from the Soma devs looks way more up my alley, so I'm excited about that. I was just glad to get another kind of spooky game announcement, so that was sick. That's definitely my, like, one of my other big ones was that. Aki and Alphonse freaked out about Deadpool and Marvel Rivals. Yeah, Soma was alright. I feel like Soma is really cool, but if you're not really into sci-fi, it's just not gonna hit as good, because, like, the whole game is just sci-fi. Like, I just don't really care about robots. I don't really like robots. I'm sorry. That's, my boyfriend is, like, somewhere out there at work, he's hearing me say this, and he's cringing to himself because he loves robots, but I don't like game settings where all the characters are robots for the most part. It's just kind of boring to me. I feel like I've done it or watched it a couple of times, and I feel like I've seen them all. If there's, like, a character who is a robot, that's cool. But if, like, everybody's a robot, or everybody is just, like, meched up, or everybody, it's not really my thing. It gets a little redundant to me. I crave a good giant robot RPG. Yeah. Here's the thing. Hold on, I gotta clear my throat. Not really my thing, but I do wish that Robot Bros got better content, because I feel like a lot of the content you guys do get kind of buns. Like, you had some good, like, Armored Core is pretty good for, like, mech stuff. Like, Armored Core is good for mech type series. Soma is good for if you want, like, a scary story-based, you know, but y'all don't, like, a lot of the robot stuff you get is, like, either, like, really, like, tiny indie games or, like, kind of flops, unfortunately. So I do feel kind of bad for, like, it's not my thing, but I do feel like y'all deserve better content than what you get. I feel like some people, I feel like the people that are making robot stuff could put a bit more effort into it. I just would like more RPGs in general. I just think more RPGs in general would be fun. To be honest, that was mainly, I'm just excited for Divinity. That's mainly what I'm excited about. I don't really have much thoughts about a lot of the other games, because a lot of the other games just did not appeal to me, because it's like, oh man, here's an extraction shooter. Oh man, here's you and 4 of your friends who are running around killing stuff. Yeah, that's the game. I'm like, okay, like, alright. Every giant mech games are extraction shooters. I was really disappointed that they led with a new game coming out with John Carpenter working on it, and it was just a fucking beat-em-up zombie game. That was so depressing to me. That made me genuinely so upset. Like, I was so disappointed. I was like, John Carpenter, one of the icons of horror content, is working on a game, and it is just generic kill 'em zombie game. Like, that was so depressing. Like, yeah, okay, I could see how it can be fun for people, but like, this is what we're using John Carpenter for? Like, okay. Alright, sure. Sure. I mean, I guess it's not as much better as the people that were really excited about J.J. Abrams being on a game, and then it's just like, looked kind of like a generic extraction shooter. Did you see the Halloween Dead by Daylight ripoff? The Halloween Dead by Daylight ripoff. Like, Halloween is in like Michael Myers Halloween, or like, I didn't see anything about a Dead by Daylight ripoff. Yes, ooh, which is weird because Michael Myers is literally in Dead by Daylight. Huh, interesting. That is weird. No, I did not see anything about that. I'll have to look at that because that sounds weird. I feel really bad for fans of, at the dude, can we all agree that, like, the last announcement they did was so fucking buns? Can we acknowledge that from the Game Awards? The announcement from the devs behind Titanfall and, like, Apex, I think they were the last announcement, if I'm correct. I believe it was them. Dude, that shit was so ass. That shit was so fucking ass. Oh my god. They were like, I felt so bad because as soon as Aki and all heard Titanfall 2 devs, they were like, oh, are we getting Titanfall 3 finally? And then it was just the weirdest medieval sci-fi mashup. Like, I made a video game in my brain, and this is what it looks like. It looks so ass. It just was like such a bad ender. I don't know how. They must have paid so much money. They must have paid so much money for that time slot, because truthfully, I think the ender slot should have gone to Divinity. like, Divinity, I think, should have been the ender, or at least, like, Tomb Raider should have been the ender or something. But the fact that that was what ended the fucking announcements was so bad. That was so bad. Even, like, some of the new Blade, that, like, God, I believe it's a Chinese studio, that it's, like, Blade Song, Blade Frontier 2 or something, that game. Or, like, even Neo or something. Like, they could have ended on something, but they ended on the fucking, we're the devs behind Apex and Titanfall, and here's our new game. And it was, nobody was happy. We have too many hero shooters already. I was, like, interested. There was a couple games where I was really interested in the footage until they showed the gameplay, and I was like, oh my god, like, oh great. Like, the one, if you saw it, that, like, Japanese game about, like, the boy, like, the zombie guy and the girl that were, like, it was giving kind of, like, Lollipop Chainsaw energy of, like, he's dead, but they're a couple, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, this is kind of cute. I like their designs. This is fun. Are we gonna get... And then it just turned into the most generic beat 'em up shit I've ever seen, and I was like, okay. Fair enough. And then, like, this is also, I didn't know anything about this franchise. I did not know anything about this franchise. I did not know anything about the In Control franchise. I believe that's what they're called. I did not know anything about them. So when they announced their game, I was really excited, and then I saw the gameplay and I was like, oh, it's action. Oh, it's not like a slow story-based, like, immersive experience, like scary game or something. It's action. You're fighting bosses and flying around. Okay. Like, lost me there. You had me. I was really locked in when it was just showing cool, like, Eldritch entity shit and, like, ooh, I'm being, like, fucked with and blah blah blah. And then, yeah, and then I just saw him flying around hitting stuff, and I was like, okay. Well, it was cool, but does not seem for me. I think that's kind of an issue I just have in general, though, is I beat 'em up games and, like, games where really the only gameplay mechanic is just I kill big boss. Like, that's the entire game. Is like, I run to location and then I beat big boss. And then I run to next location and just beat the big boss. And that's it. There's no, like... It's just hack and slash until you get to big boss and then you beat him and then you're like, cool, rinse and repeat. Like, that's why I don't like a lot of, like, Souls games or just, like, very combat heavy games, because I get so bored of that loop really quickly. That's why, like, even, like, Metal Gear is a little rough for me sometimes, because I like when a game is mostly story focused and then they just throw in some fights that are like, here's your scripted boss fight because we need your mandatory scripted boss fight. Here you go. I'm not really into, like... That's why, like, I could not get into Devil May Cry. I could not get into Devil May Cry as much as I like the characters and stuff. It just... That kind of game is not appealing. Like, super action-heavy games, even if the story is good, it's just not appealing to me. And there was a lot of that, I felt. There's always a lot of that at the Game Awards that they announce, and it's like, when they're just showing the promotional material of, like, the vibes and everything. The vibes get me. The vibes are good. And then the gameplay just is like, okay, alright, we're doing this for the 8,000th time. Like, okay, it's not for me. It's fine, you know? Like, eh. I kind of accepted that most, like, games that get glazed at award shows or big gaming events are just kind of not for me. I've just sort of accepted that already. That, like, I'm not the target audience for that. And that's fine. It's just, you know, eh. The games I'm excited for, hopefully coming out next year, are never going to be probably nominated for that because they are actually from really indie devs, so, you know, is what it is. I will say, I do think Claire Obscura deserved a lot of awards. I think Claire Obscura There were a couple categories where I was a little like, did Claire Obscura really deserve this award compared to the others? Like, does that make me bad to say that? Like, I definitely think Claire Obscura Game of the Year is totally fine. I think everybody knew that was gonna happen, but why the fuck did they win art direction? Why did Claire Obscura win art direction over, like, Hades 2 or even Death Stranding, I think, is a more visually artistic and interesting game. Like, but Hades 2 losing art direction was like, what? I also don't necessarily think the music I would not have given the music. I do think the music in Claire Obscura is good. I don't think it's, like, from what I've heard, it's not, like, life-changing to me, you know? Like, it's good, but I don't know if I would have given the music either. Like, those were the two categories that I was a little like, does Claire Obscura need art direction and music awards? Like, do they need those two? Because I feel like, I don't know, I would have been more happy with Hades or Death Stranding getting art direction. And then my personal pick for music was Death Stranding, and that was my personal pick. But I also would have been happy if Hades 2 got music. I'm kind of just mad that Death Stranding and Hades got no award. Actually, Hades I think got one. I think Hades 2 got one award. I feel like both of them deserved, like, Death Stranding deserved at least one award, I feel like. Hades 2, I feel like definitely deserved art direction. I feel like it was just so visually impressive and like interesting, and yeah, I think it's a little, I wouldn't have given it to Claire for art direction, but it's fine, you know. It changed my life, it regrew my hair, it made me 7 feet tall. Cause like, I don't know, for me, like, Death Stranding was my pick for music because Death Stranding music is one of the few games where I've listened to the game and I was like, holy shit, that song was really good. And then I put it in my playlist and I actually listened to it. Like, I used to work out to the Death Stranding 1 soundtrack every day back when I was at community college. Like, every day my workout was the Death Stranding 1 soundtrack. Which, I know, interesting workout music, okay? But listen, alright? Death Stranding 2, I feel like was also great. I don't know, I feel like a lot of the, maybe because also for me is like the Claire Obscura music was really good, but I don't know, maybe, I guess it's just because I'm not going to listen to opera in my spare time or something, but it's fine. I don't know. It was good, but it's kind of like, as much as I love Baldur's Gate, and I love when Baldur's Gate was winning a fuck ton of awards, I still wouldn't have given Baldur's Gate music. Even if it's good, like, thematic music, I still felt like the music wasn't, I don't know, for me, when it comes to music awards for games, I always kind of view it with an extra layer of like, is this something that transcends the actual game, or is it only good in the context of the game? Like, is this something I'm gonna listen to on my spare time, or is this like, yeah, that boss fight music was good and that's it, you know? Like, I'm never gonna listen to it again until I play that boss fight, you know? That's kind of how I see it, but that's also just might be me being personal and not doing it how the category is supposed to be, so eh. I know a lot of people were mad that Dispatch didn't win, like, fan vote, but that is, here's the thing, gacha games are always gonna win fan vote until they make a gacha category. That's literally just what's gonna happen. I don't know why they haven't made a gacha category yet, quite frankly, because I feel like they need one. Because gacha fans will always vote for fan votes because they want the currency. They want the free currency. So gacha fans are always gonna hardcore vote and beat out games that, like, while Dispatch is definitely more popular, the Wuthering Waves community really wanted their free gacha poll. So, you know, they were gonna vote like motherfuckers, even if they don't watch the show. By that logic, Persona 5 wins music category every year. Fun fact, I've never played a Persona game. I've never even watched anything about Persona. Truthfully, I don't know anything about Persona. I don't know anything about it except for, isn't there a guy called Joker? That's like all I know about it. I don't know like anything else about Persona. That's really it. Oh, I know there's like a teacher that's like a groomer or something. I know that. Other than that, I don't know shit about Persona. It's a game I've like considered before, but I've never like... That's also 5? Okay. I've never like ever bought it or played it. I was too busy playing Danganronpa. That was my like what I played before I got like onto PC gaming, and I still had my consoles. That was like the last console game I played, was like at the time the new Danganronpa game. And then I got my PC gaming stuff set up, and then I just kind of forgot about a lot of games. So I forgot that Persona existed. Warning, it's over 100 hours. That's fine. Persona 5. I have heard a lot about Persona 5, but yeah, I've never played it before. Is that the one with the handsome guy? Hold on. Is Persona 5 the one with the handsome dude? I have to be careful because I don't know much about them, so I'm like checking the wiki first before I say something. Oh, it is the one with the handsome guy. It is the one with the handsome dude. Munehisa? He's the owner of Untouchable Airsofts, that guy. I think he's handsome. Your favorite outfit to wear at the beach? Oh, yeah, I think he's handsome. I always thought about that when I see that game. Favorite outfit to wear at the beach? I don't really, like, I guess just like a bikini, I guess. Interesting question, Emily. I don't really go to the beach very much, though. I don't really think about it much. I'm not really like a huge beach person. I go to a pool more often than I go to the beach. Yeah, I'll have to check out a 3-piece suit. Yeah, I gotta look real snazzy. Oh, thank you, Emily. Thank you, Kiria-chan. Yeah, I'll have to check out Persona because I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've just never actually played it, and I don't really know many people who have. Like, not a lot of my friends have played it, so I've just never come up in conversation much. But I'll have to check it out. To be honest, that's kind of like Game Award wrap up, truthfully, of like the important shit. That's really like all the stuff I cared about was I'm just mostly cared about Divinity. I'm gonna be so honest. Like, the new Yakuza with Don Lee does look sick. I don't know how it's gonna go though. It's also funded by NetEase, which makes me a little nervous because I know they have a kind of iffy history with their developers. But if that's good, great. I'm mostly just excited for Divinity. I've been waiting for a new Larian game for a hot minute, so I'm just gonna be monitoring Divinity and hoping that I'm gonna like it, because I was obsessed with the trailer. It was so up my alley. It was so cool, so. Uh, that's mostly it though for Game Awards. Cause yeah, as mentioned, you know, we didn't do D&D yesterday. Normally we do our D&D stream. We just did Game Awards watch party with the D&D group, except Shira had to leave pretty early to go do something. So it was just the four of us because Shira had to go like an hour in as we watched the Game Awards. It went on a lot longer than I thought it would. Sorry, I had to scratch my face. It went on longer than I thought, but it was still good. That was the only time I've ever sat through the Game Awards. Normally I just look at the clips on Twitter of what comes out, and if something interests me, I watch it. That's the first time I've ever sat through and watched the Game Awards. So that was interesting. I never like saw what it was like outside of like a couple performances and stuff. I will say I'm a little annoyed because I thought they were gonna tease the new League of Legends show because they showed Katarina and stuff from the Noxus trailer, but then they just didn't talk about it at all. So I thought maybe because they kept showing Katarina that we were gonna get like League TV show information for the new one coming out, but no, we didn't get shit. So I guess they were just showing that because like League's a big game and it's a big game that happened this year, but like I don't know, that was a little disappointing. Yeah, they're gonna make a show for all the regions. The next show coming out should be Noxus. Which is why they released the trailer a while back of Mel going to Noxus and encountering and then like showing like Darius and all those people and LeBlanc and Vladimir and all those people. That should be the new show. Everyone's suspecting. Everyone's suspecting it's gonna be Noxus or Demacia that they show for the next TV show. Cause like they did do a lot of Noxus stuff, and now they're doing like a Demacia themed update for League. So people are like, what if they're doing Demacia, or what if they're gonna do like a mix of both? And yeah, it's gonna be interesting, but everyone's kind of just been like, when are they gonna announce it? Because we know they're going to make a new show because they've teased stuff, but we don't know when they're gonna do it, and we don't know who exactly. They could throw a curveball and it's like, we're making an Ionia show. I don't know, but they just like, here's a Freelord show. But I'm excited for that because if it is Noxus and I get to see Swain, especially if it's the same studio that did Arcane and I get to see Swain in their style, haha, I'm gonna be rubbing my hands together. But yeah, I was kind of. You're talking about Briar? Yeah, Briar with her feet hanging out. Yeah. I was hoping we were gonna get some news on that. Unfortunately not, but oh well. I just felt like it was kind of teasing it because they kept showing the clip from it, but you know, is what it is. Let me think. What else? Oh, I guess I should talk about just like, since we did Game Awards recap, just some general like where I've been this week. Because I haven't streamed this week outside of the Game Awards thing I did last night on Chewy's channel, and then that was really it. I haven't done anything else this week. Part of it was because I've been kind of wanting to take a little bit of a break for a bit just to like recenter myself because my brain was getting kind of bad, not gonna lie. It was getting pretty bad. And so I was like, I just kind of need time to like focus on getting my sleep back in order because my sleep schedule was really bad. Like I was barely sleeping, as you guys know. So I was trying to like fix that and take time to like think about what I want to do, think about like, you know, trying to make myself feel better about the whole job situation. I did an interview Monday with some people that hopefully I should hear back by next week. If I get in, it'll be like a really big dub for us. If not, I'm gonna be very sad. But I have some places where hopefully next week I'll be figuring out what's going on, but I was just kind of overwhelmed lately with everything, with like job searching and streaming and mental stuff going on, that it was like I kind of just needed some time to get everything in order. I'm also working on my new customizable model. I have her finished right now, but then they just announced that they're doing an update with some new stuff, so I'm gonna wait I might wait a little bit depending on what exactly they're putting, just to see if it fits a bit more, and then I might swap to that. So hopefully next week I can use my new customizable model. It is not my 2.0 design that I'm getting my art for. It's like a mix between the two. I'm a little nervous because she does look different. She definitely does look different, but her outfit is closer to my 1.0 design. Her face and everything is much closer to my 2.0. So it's kind of like a mix of aspects between the two, and she's gonna surface as like Mina 1.5, as like a little bridge in the gap between when I get my actual art and eventually can get my proper model. And now, not like we have 4 hours of it yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, true. I did have to show up for that because I was gonna be there for the boys. Um, but that's kind of what I've been working on. I've been doing that a lot this week, trying to make her look as like good as I can, of like a mixture of the two, and I'm really excited. I have a bunch of new chat redeems set up for that model. I just haven't been able to use them yet because they're for that model. So once I get to swap over to that, we'll have a bunch more that I think are going to be really fun. Um, I'm also hoping, since Aki's done with, I believe, his semester now, I can do some stuff with Aki, hopefully. As he can be back to streaming, because Aki took quite a bit of a break because outside of D&D because of his college. So hoping that like maybe next week Aki and I can do something together, and that could be fun. Collab with Bestie. Update on my boyfriend's boogie that I'm getting made. It's taking longer than I thought. The artist, it might not be ready till later this month, unfortunately. So it might be January when he comes on, unfortunately. I was really hoping to get him on sooner, but I can't really rush the artist unless I want to spend more, and it's like a whole thing. So I'm not gonna rush them. I'm gonna let them do their thing and get it done. But I just wanted to let you guys know that it is in progress so that he can come on the stream. It's just taking a little bit longer. But it looks like early January at the latest, like first week of January at the latest, it seems right now. So as for my art, sketch and everything has been made, as mentioned. Now I'm just waiting for them to like color it, and yeah, just color it basically. So I'm really excited. It's been a while since I've seen it because they've been working on it, so I'm really excited to see how they do it. I'm hoping maybe by next week that can be finished, or the week after, so I could show you guys what a glimpse of Mina 2.0 will be. I could show you guys, and I can get some other stuff made because I want to get my mascot made. I have like a whole vibe and idea and everything, but I want to be able to show them my concept art so they can make sure the vibes match. So once I get that, I can get some like mascot art made that I think will be really cute too. But that's kind of like model updates. um that's kind of what I've been doing with that. So let's go, my handsome boy. He really is. He is so handsome. That's what I've been working on. I've been doing that a lot this week. I was trying to think of like when I want to do oh, I got my new model, and I'm a little nervous about it because it is new and different, but I've been like so used to this one. But I think that there's a lot more potential for um the new one in terms of like what's it called? There's a bit more going on visually that kind of like matches more my vibe, so I'm happy about it. What else? I'm trying to think of like stuff that's been going on. Oh, I mentioned in the title that I might be doing some D&D work. I don't know if I'm going to do like my personal campaign work or if I'm also just going to be talking about are we going to hold a funeral for your old model? I mean, I could still use her. We don't have to take her out back. We don't have to take Mina 1.0 out back. We don't have to do that, but that would be kind of funny. I think it would be kind of funny whenever I eventually get my my 2.0 to do like a funeral for both of them. I think that could be funny. So I might save that idea and like we could bury them together, you know? They can hold hands and we'll put them in a big casket together. Is this Among Us? Unfortunately, something that does suck is like we're probably not going to be able. What is next Thursday? Hold on. Okay, hopefully next Thursday we can do more Castlevania D&D on Aki's channel, because one thing that really sucks is that I am in a new D&D campaign on Wednesdays, and we're on a 3-week hiatus after 3 sessions because December is such a busy month that like nobody's schedules are lining up quite right. So we basically just have to wait till January until New Year's passes to be able to do D&D. It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate because I want to do more, but we have to wait, and I don't want to wait because 3 weeks is a long time to go without playing, and it's like a long form campaign too, and it's the first like long form campaign I've gotten to do in forever, like kind of really ever, like starting from a lower level and then working your way up kind of vibe. I normally get started at like 5 to 7 and then we do a shorter campaign and that's it, but this is like start at level 3, we're going all the way up kind of vibe. I am excited, but again, I want to play more. I don't want to be on hiatus for 3 weeks. It's not fair. Especially at the, because I'll just say this, it's a campaign that Shiro does. Especially with the cliffhanger this bitch left us on. Fuck him. He was so rude. He was genuinely so rude for what he did to us. Like, I'm pissed. I messaged him the next morning. I was like, by the way, fuck you. Great session, 10 out of 10, but fuck you, asshole. Like, how could you? How could you use the fucking disintegrate spell on our mentor in front of us and then be like, okay, anyways, session over? Like, wow, okay. Sick. Love that. That was great. That was really great for the vibes. That made us all feel highly motivated. What was the other one he used? Was it... Fuck, what was that one other spell he did that, like, was insane? Oh, it was a different, I think it was from the Final Fantasy collection. Disintegrate these nuts? Dude, we did. We watched our mentor's nuts get literally disintegrated. Like, he didn't fully get disintegrated, but definitely he lost a nut for sure. He got tickled by it pretty hard. If he didn't have temp HP, that would have got his ass immediately, but then he finished the job with something else. But it was fucked up, man. We're like all level 3 and we're encountering a dude casting disintegrates like fucking nothing. It was like, oh, okay, cool. This is the vibe. Got you. We're fucked. We're screwed. Got it. Love to know that. There is just nothing we can do against this. But it's been a lot of fun. I'm also, oh my god, shocker, I'm playing a warlock. Ooh, who could have guessed? Because like my warlock in Aki's current campaign is like a multi-class, and I do plan to go more eventually into bard so that it's gonna be more bard lock. I, in this new one, am doing full bard. I have not actually done a full, like, no multi-class build in D&D. Kinda ever. I kinda always multi-class. I have the habit of multi-classing. I am gonna try really hard to commit to, like, doing a full warlock unless there is, like, something really worth grabbing a level or two in, but I don't think there will be with what I'm planning. So that'll be fun for me, is getting to experience like an actual like full build, just full warlock, because I've never gotten to do that. Because the thing about warlock that kind of sucks is that warlock isn't the greatest thing ever until you hit late levels and then you really get your fun shit. And I've never gotten to play in a campaign as a warlock that lasted long enough to get the fun shit. I've never gotten to use any spell as a warlock above level 3 in D&D, you know? The closest I've gotten to experiencing a high-level warlock was Baldur's Gate, because that's the only time I've ever gotten to play something long enough. Imagine having 24 levels into straight Artificer. Couldn't be me. Yeah, I'm really excited to get to a level 20 warlock, especially with the kind of warlock that I'm planning, because I'm doing a homebrew class warlock. And I am obsessed with it. It's gonna be so much fun. Like, it's gonna be so much fun. I am so excited about it, so I at least, like, for sure want to go all the way up to 14 in it. And then once I hit 14, then maybe if I want to snag a level or two in something else, maybe, but probably not. But 14 is at least where I stop getting my, like, subclass stuff, but I still want the high-level spells. Because also, if I remember correctly, do they get access to it? I think they do. Hold on. Do they? Or is it just, like, clerics? And bards that get it. Ah, it is. Okay, yeah, so they don't get it. I think it's bards that get it. Hold on. Is it, or is it cleric? Let me check something. My brain. I'm still not the greatest at knowing everybody's spell list. Wait, then who gets this? Oh, only sorcerer and wizards get wish? Huh. Huh. I thought bards had access to wish. I did not know that they didn't. I thought bards had wish. Do they not? Huh. That is actually surprising to me. I thought bards had the wish spell. Gotta go getting sleepy. Yeah, bye Gringo. Thanks for stopping by. We're just doing a casual little stream as I just re-app about stuff because I felt like streaming. We are doing a watch along tomorrow morning for Nightmare Before Christmas. So I will be in the Discord for that tomorrow. I just didn't want to like only do the movie watch along this week. So I wanted to do at least something. So we're just doing a little chat. Yeah, I thought bards had the wish spell. I didn't realize that that was a wizard sorcerer thing. I thought bards had acco because wish feels like a very bard spell. That's so weird to me. I swore they had it. I guess I'm stupid. Yeah, no, I definitely thought that from Critical Role. I definitely thought bards had it because of Sam, because I believe it was Sam that was playing a bard and he used wish at the end of campaign 2, if I'm thinking correctly. But I did see that they can get it from items and they can get it from if they're a lore bard, it seems, potentially. Before I go, I have to remind everyone to watch John Cena's last match tomorrow night, main event, 8 p.m. Okay, hell yeah. I love John Cena, so respect. We will, if those of you who can, we will support John Cena in his last match. I'm gonna cry. It's okay, man. That's deserved. It's John Cena's last match. That's completely valid, Gringo. If you gotta cry and come into the Discord server all sad, it's okay. We got you. We got you. I know it's gonna be a big moment. I'm also debating because in Castlevania D&D, we're gonna soon have a level up, and I've made a decision for which class I'm gonna use for my level up this time, and I'm little tee. Okay, now I'm gonna go bye everyone. Bye, Gringo. Because I got to choose if I wanted to do Warlock or Bard. I'm gonna go Bard for my next one. That's not really like a huge spoiler because I mentioned I was going to Bard at the end of stream. But after that, I'm like, ooh, I could choose to get my next big Warlock thing or my next big Bard thing. Ooh, hoo, hoo. And then I get to kind of tease the others and be like, which one am I gonna take? Something that benefits myself or you guys? Tee-hee. Because I will say, I do think that Freya is probably one of my greatest D&D builds currently. Freya has single-handedly cucked Aki so many times in fights that it is glorious. Like, Freya really has, like, fucked him over a good couple of times. I am very proud of that. I ruined his day with chill touch during that vampire spawn, oh god, what's it called? Abomination, the vampire abomination that we fought. I completely cucked him with chill touch by cucking the regen, my hold persons, my fearing people, my healing the party. I am supporting like a real fucking trooper, man. I was a little nervous, not gonna lie, to play a support warlock because I've never played a support warlock before. Usually if I play a warlock, I do damage or I do like roleplay support, like stuff like in my current warlock, my long-term one, I have like distort value and things like that, you know. But I've never done a full support build warlock before, and it's pretty fucking nasty, not gonna lie. It's pretty gross. I enjoy that I am ruining some of his encounters. That makes me very happy. That makes me very happy. And so I've been like working to be like, okay, I need to ensure that Freya can continue to the only issue is because since I am such a support build, if he decides to target me, I kind of have to rely on the others to defend me. That's the thing that sucks about support Warlock, because I still don't have the highest AC ever, and I do not have the highest health ever. So if I piss off Aki enough and he starts targeting me, I kind of just have to pray to God that the boys are going to defend me instead of just letting whatever happens happens. And I'm a little nervous that with the way things are going, that tensions might rise, and I'm a little scared that I might not be able to rely on that anymore, you know? It's a bit nerve-wracking, because I feel like tensions are starting to raise within our party, and I don't know if everybody's going to be protecting everyone in the same way as they were before, you know? And now that's like a new layer I have to consider, and now that like I'm getting another level, it's like, oh gosh, I might want to pick some spells that can protect me a bit more instead of the others because of it. Because I don't know, it's trouble in paradise in the Castlevania party right now. There's a bit of trouble in Lover's Paradise between Freya and Lucifer, it seems. So, you know, we kind of gotta work that out and see what that's all about. That's something hopefully we could figure out next week, what's going on there, but I'm getting some vibes and they're not going the greatest, I feel like, so I'm a little like, uh-oh. Slime isn't here to back me up, but there's a support in my D&D party and she's a pain to deal with. Like a pain to deal with in terms of like being a DM and she fucks you over, or like a pain to deal with in that like she's kind of being an issue for the party. Had to add a targeting system where the more healing damage they do, they get more aggro. Oh. Oh, she makes it hard as a DM, huh? Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's kind of hard, especially if you have a squishy support, because you don't want to like dunk on the squishy because like that's not very fun. Yeah, you can hit them once and you might kill them, but you also don't want to let them just like ruin all of your plans, so you got to be a bit strategic with the way you go about it, you know? Because it's not fun to like two-shot the squishy support in the back, you know? You want to let them do their thing, but you don't want to murk them, because like Freya, 2 hits from a big enemy and Freya's fucking down, you know? Like, Freya is very fragile, so I have to be like, that's another thing I have to be conscious of, is like, if I cause too much of a ruckus, Aki is going to target me, and I have to be able to back that up. And kind of my safeguard has been having Lucifer as like a protector style figure for her. But after Papa came to visit, things are a little difficult between them right now, it seems. He didn't seem very happy with their last conversation, so I'm like, oh, maybe I'm gonna have to be even more conscious now. Because I've been a little nervous ever since BZ tried to kill us that one time, of like, how because I've never played D&D with any of them before outside of this, except for Aki. It's like, when BZ like almost let us die in that combat encounter, it's made me think like, okay, so if we have party disagreements, are these players who will let you die or let you go down because of party disagreements? I don't know that yet. And that's a little scary. I know Alphonse will, but I don't know about the others, and that's a little scary. That's a little scary to not know as a squishy support, but fuck it, we ball. I balance my entire encounters around 2 players because one heals the party to near max in 2 turns and the other has broken AC. Yeah, that tends to be an issue we have, is there's always like the broken AC player, and I am not like, I'm only like a level 1 bard, so it's not like I have like, I just have some basic healing spells and that's it. But I did, like, if you play, like, especially if you're going, like, life cleric, or if you're going, like, full healing bard and stuff, you can be pretty fucking nasty with your heals. You could be pretty yucky. Especially once you get access to, like, mass healing word and stuff, I will say, in D&D, mass healing word is probably, like, a top 3 spell for me. I love that spell so much. Mass healing word is one of my favorite spells in D&D. I fucking love it so much. It carried me single-handedly through Baldur's Gate. So, like, I didn't need Shadowheart to hit shit. As long as she could do her mass healing word, we were all good and all peachy, baby. That's all I needed. So it gave me a deep affinity for healing word, and especially mass healing word. Twilight Cleric with a healing homebrew power. Gotcha. I will say, my new character that I do in the Wednesday one is, I'm gonna also have her go into healing a bit, because we don't have a healer. We have... Aki's character is dabbling in cleric, but he's not a healer cleric, and he just has a couple healing spells. That's it. But he's a damage cleric. He's not really gonna want to waste a lot of his spell slots on healing unless he really has to. And then we have a paladin, and so yeah, we have lay on hands, but like, lay on hands can really only do so much for a big party. Especially a big party where there's 2 squishies, because there's me, a warlock, and we have a wizard. So I'm also kind of dabbling in healing, which I think is really fun considering I'm a warlock, because I think warlocks who have some form of healing capacity are really fun. And it's gonna be a homebrew feat that allows me to do some healing, because I don't like a lot of the feats in base D&D. I think a lot of them are either like way too hyper specific, or like the ones I like, I've used them too many times that I'm kind of bored of it, if you get what I mean. Or I just don't want to do like an exact build replica of someone that I already have played. Like, Fey Touch is one of my favorite feats. I do really like it. I use it on Freya. So I don't want to use it on my new warlock, because I don't want to copy paste the build that I have for Freya. As good as it is, if it's something like, like Warcaster, yeah, okay, get Warcaster or something, but when you have a little bit more flexibility, I tend to like going for homebrew feats, because I think it's a lot more interesting. You can make it way more personalized to your character's specific needs and desires. I'm kind of playing my character in the Wednesday campaign like she's a Pathfinder character. In that, I'm kind of expanding on, like, her feats to, like, relate to stuff like her race and things like that. Kind of like how Pathfinder has racial feats that, like, significantly more than D&D, and things to kind of customize your character a bit more using, like, feats as a concept. I'm kind of doing that with her. So the new feat that we've cooked up is going to be, like, a racial one. Because I am playing a half human, half tabaxi. So she is a cat girl. Oh my god, look at me. So consistent. It will be like related to her tabaxi lineage. So it'll also be like another fun way to like tie in her being part tabaxi. Because here's the thing, if I'm gonna play an animal race, or if I'm gonna play like a hybrid animal race, like half tabaxi or half hare or something, I want to still have things that like very clearly tie them to that aspect of them, as opposed to just being like she's a human with cat ears and that's it, and there's nothing else besides the visual aspect. Like with her name is Poppy. I made it to where like she has really big eyes for like a human. Like her eyes are a bit abnormally large and she doesn't have eyelashes. She just has an external, like an extra secondary eyelid like a cat does, so she doesn't need eyelashes. And she has human hands, but her feet are like paw-like, which is what allows her to do the tabaxi sprint essentially that they do. So she has like physical features besides just like an ear and tail that make her more tabaxi aligned, and that isn't just like generic visual thing that you can kind of overlook. It actually does play into her gameplay. But like because she has human hands, she doesn't have claws, so she can't make a claw attack like a tabaxi could, because she doesn't. She has human hands. But her eyes are more tabaxi like, so she does have the ability to see in like grayscale in the dark and stuff like that, as opposed to like being a human and not having dark vision. So kind of like a mix between like taking some of the traits and leaving some of them. She's been a lot of fun. I'm still kind of figuring out exactly what I want to do with her, but she's been fun. Very different to Freya. In that she is the whimsical, friendly, like, oh my god, we're best friends now kind of person. And I've been so used to playing Freya lately, who is the opposite. And is the distrustful, takes her forever to trust a person. She's very guarded. She's very, to herself. And if she does let people in, she can be a bit quick to feeling like maybe I shouldn't have, maybe they betrayed me or something, So it's also just an interesting vibe switch, considering that they're both the same class, like different subclasses obviously, but they're both the same class, but they're just so different. And I do it back to back. I do it Wednesday and Thursday now, so it's just back to back. Very different vibes, but it's fun. I'm enjoying it. The group we have is pretty fun. So I'm also just excited to get to play a bit more D&D in general. I'm excited to get to play in a longer campaign because I do like shorter campaigns, but it's nice to get to do something longer and more fleshed out. I also just love homebrew heavy campaigns in general. So I had 2 bards before, 2 very different characters. I also played a bard before. I played a bard fighter. That was my first like proper D&D character that I played to the point where like I played D&D before her, but my bard fighter was where I like understood D&D. I feel like when I played with her, that was where it clicked for me. Was that one. So that's kind of why like bard as a multi-class does kind of like, appeal to me, I think, because I have that sort of nostalgia for it. I don't think I would ever full bard, but bard is a solid multi-class option. One's a trusty, happy-go-lucky, positive bard, the other lies naturally as he breathes. Yeah, I played a fucking bimbo. I played a bimbo idol girl who was obsessed with love and was like, everyone is my best friend, I'm so nice, and she just managed to naturally charm her way through like most situations because she was just so like non-threatening, and then she pulled out her bow and she could fucking like nuke a person with it. The first one is internally depressed because she's cursed to be slowly forgotten by everyone. The second one is just living in the moment. Ooh, interesting. Mine, her kind of thing, like her big thing was just like a lot of the goals I had was just like really late game, so we never got to do it. My main class in Pathfinder was Bard. I tried to solve every situation by convincing people I was famous and offering them autographs. That's so funny. That's so funny. My current character that I'm doing in the new campaign, she is a homebrew subclass warlock called the Puppeteer. And we did change things about it to make it more balanced because it was a bit crazy. But basically she has a familiar that is a big gigantic circus puppet that is her homie, that's her boy. And they fight as like a duo unit. And as the further she goes, he will be able to get more and more autonomy to what he can do in like combat. So that way she can be like a hybrid ranged and melee combatant. And he will be able to do some crazy shit later on. I'm definitely leaning into I want to lean into cosmic horror with him, with how he's gonna be later on, because he's gonna get the ability to one of his late game abilities is he will be able to raise strings of a puppeteer strings around an enemy and basically hang above them and force them to not be able to move, and he can just increasingly strangle them more and more with it, you know, he can do shit like that eventually. That's gonna be so fucking tough. That's gonna be so fucking cool. I'm so excited to reach the point where I can do shit like that. That's gonna be so much fun. I'm definitely leaning it. He can't communicate with anybody but her, so to everyone else he's just kind of miming around, but she can talk with him. It's gonna be really cool for, I think, everyone else too, seeing this seemingly chill, just vibing dude all of a sudden turn into fucking Fiddlesticks from League of Legends and start doing some crazy eldritch celestial abilities and shit. But it's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited. I've never gotten to play a duo character per se, because he is a familiar, but he's more he's intelligent, has his own autonomy and stuff. It's just he just does what she does because they're each other's only friends. So I still I play him and have the control of him, but he's more than just a little bird that I hang out with or something, you know. That's something I'm really excited about, is getting to do more with them, because originally they were Pathfinder characters that I found a way to port into D&D. Originally they were Pathfinder summoner characters, and he was going to be the summon of the character. That was the whole plan. But Pathfinder was really hard for me to learn, and I would have had to teach everyone I know how to play Pathfinder, and I just didn't feel like doing that. And so then I probably would have had to be the person to run a Pathfinder game, and I was like, I don't have this in me right now. So the idea kind of just always sat around. And then I found the way to the easiest way to kind of port that general concept to D&D was via Warlock. Because with Warlocks, there's so much potential of what is the reason for your magic, you know. It's not necessarily you know, there's so many different ways you can go about a Warlock getting their ability and their magic, that I feel like Warlock is the easiest if you're trying to do a weird concept to bring in, because you can just come up with a reason why they have this ability. You don't really have to be locked into a concept of gods or bloodlines or things like that, you know. We're just talking about D&D, Slime. I was talking about my new D&D character that I play on a personal campaign on Wednesdays. That was originally a Pathfinder concept that I ported over to D&D, because I just did not... Pathfinder is I really want to get into it, because I think Pathfinder is cooler than D&D on paper. It's kind of overwhelming to learn and to try to teach people, and I just have not been ready to make that leap yet. I have not been ready to do that. One of my plays is just the mortal embodiment of an eldritch horror trying to find his brother and sister, basically collecting his siblings like infinity stones. That's funny. I'm late, was playing Uma Musume. I got so cooked during the run, but I somehow made it to the end, but couldn't pass the qualifier. Yeah, that I tend to have that, like, happen. Where I make it to the Yeta final. My character for the personal campaign, Poppy, she is, because like I said, she's half tabaxi. She is looking for, like, her tribe. You know, that's a big thing for her, is eventually trying to find what happened with her tribe, because she doesn't really remember what happened. Because it's been quite a hot minute, and, you know, she's an adult now, and she's like, I don't really know what happened back then. Like, I want to find him, you know? Right now, like, Poppy is still very much in her early stages of me developing her as a character, so there's still a lot about her that is subject to change, because we've only played 3 sessions with her, and since it is a long form campaign, there's like, I feel like I'm used to making characters for short term campaigns where it's like, okay, here's their clear set goal, here's what they're doing, blah blah blah. I'm probably gonna get into their story in like 3 sessions. But now that I'm doing a long form one, I have a lot more like breathing room, and I'm not really used to that. So she might change quite a bit. I still think currently, like, in the concept of all of my characters I've played, Freya is definitely my favorite. I think Freya is a quintessential Mina D&D character. Like, that's how much I love Freya. I think Freya is the character I have played the most, that I feel the most connection towards, and that I feel like I do the best, is Freya. So for me, Castlevania is really fun because Freya feels like, you know, my previous Bard fighter was where I like clicked with D&D, and I was like, okay, I understand D&D now. I understand how this works. Freya is like, okay, now I really understand the appeal of roleplay, and I really get it. Like, I'm locked in with this. I am attached to this. I am, like, intertwined here. And she's the first character where I feel like I've really, really had that, like, just level of, like, I feel like I click with her and what I want for her and everything. So that's been really exciting for me. And then that's what makes it kind of weird going to my new character who I'm still kind of figuring out, because I'm so used to now, like, having this character that I feel like I click with on such a level, to one that I'm like, I don't really know fully what I'm doing with her completely all the time. He got eaten by one of his brothers who was a mafia boss guy, then his sister who worked for a dirty fucking elf in prison killed him, and because of him setting off a prison guard, my organs were harvested in the basement. Oh, nice. Love that. Yeah, Freya is definitely like my baby. She's my baby character. Like, I love her. Freya is also my organs, Mina. Listen, one of my other favorite characters I ever played was literally a cannibal who was harvesting and eating people's organs. So, you know. Yeah, Freya is gonna be one of those when I have to stop playing Freya, I'm probably gonna be a bit devastated, not gonna lie. Like, not gonna lie. The thought of that makes me sad to not get to play her at some point. Because she's been so much fun. I think too, Freya is just what made me realize that I like darker characters more than like lighthearted ones. Which is why playing my new one that is a lighthearted character is a bit interesting, because I've been so used to playing like a darker character, and I feel like it's so much easier for me to play, that going back to playing the whimsical, like, excitable, happy-go-lucky kind of vibe is like so out of what I've been doing for the last like 6 or so months that it's like, oh geez. But you know, I wanted to mix it up a little bit. I wanted to mix it up. Got tortured in the basement by them to do it because my special properties needed to trigger, and my character did eat travelers he brainwashed when he was possessed by a demon. I was the one in control out of character, not Ultra. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, fucking BZ eats people, so I don't know, man. Freya's getting all these bad person allegations from the party, besides Jevix, my homie, of like, oh, you don't like humans. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Beezy's out here actually eating people, and that's chill, apparently. But if I say that, like, I don't like humans, then that's a problem. Freya's like, I don't really give a fuck about the race of humans that have basically segregated us and treated us like shit. And everyone's like, that's not a good take, sweetie. And then Beezy's ripping people's tongues out and eating their fucking corpses. And it's like, huh? That's chill? We're chill with that. We're chill with him eating humans. But I say I don't like them and it's a problem. I say that I think humans are a bit of a fucking problem. And I think it's a little fucked up that they get to be allowed to do master race shit and just do whatever they want and segregate people however they want. Oh man. I'm not allowed. Apparently that's bad to say. But it's fine to eat a person. It's a problem when I say that, but it's fine to eat people. I'm saying this as someone who played a character who ate people. Like, it's fine. It's just like, why am I getting flagged? What are you saying fuck me for? Characters with complex and tangible ethics and morals in a narrative game? Sorry, Mina, straight to jail. Yeah, like, I am so sorry that the character who's been treated like shit her entire life by humans does not like them and thinks that, you know, maybe the people that forced me to live in a fucking continent, like a country by myself, and, you know, a bunch of people who murdered my family and tried to rape me. Yeah, I probably don't like those people. And I think that they kind of suck. And the fact that if any of them find out I'm a monster, they're gonna kill me on sight. Yeah, they kind of suck. And everyone's like, ah, that's not a very great take, Freya. That's not a very great take, Freya. You shouldn't. Not all humans. Yes, Freya was, almost, assaulted by a group of human church worshippers that killed her family. Yes. Freya is a victim of sexual violence in the campaign. She has been since before her story officially started, as well as, she has referenced throughout the campaign that she's been a victim as a sex worker. When Freya's family, when the church from Lucifer's area went into her territory and burned her family, the men of the church did try to assault her, and she was saved by her patron, who killed them all, and basically gave her a chance to not have been, you know, he stopped it from happening and gave her the option of like, do you wish for me to kill them? And she was like, yes, and he went bet and he killed them all for her. And that is what started her and her patrons dynamic together. That is how they met for the first time, and that is one of the reasons that she felt so indebted to him, even though he told her that she didn't need to be indebted because it's his job to protect her. As the fact that she is a night creature and he is considering himself like the ruler of the night creatures, he's like, duh, it's my job to protect you from humans, you know? It's always the church. It's always the church. It really is. And Lucifer's a fucking church boy over here living with the church. Like, you know, like, it's just like the class. I mean, that's the thing. It's like from a human perspective, they might not view the church as evil, but from the perspective of just Freya being a random succubus who was minding her business with her family, and then a bunch of random assholes, because they're succubus, decided to just murder all of them. Yeah, they kind of suck. You know? They kind of suck. And then, like, she becomes, like, uses the fact that, because, like, she's a succubus. Okay. She's gonna be, like, basically a sex worker, because it's the easiest way, not only as a succubus, but as a woman in that era, to just, like, get around. Because it is, unfortunately. It's Wallachia. That's what you do if you're an attractive woman of that era. Even then, like, most of the human, like, men she encountered, she knew if they found out that she was a monster, they would have literally slit her throat right then and there. And she had to just pretend to go along with it and act as if she was interested in what she was doing. I mean, literally her first, like, sex scene in the campaign was her, like, disassociating in the middle of it while she let this dude do his thing because she needed to for business. Like, Freya's gone through it. Freya has gone through it. That's one of the reasons why it's like the NPC that she loves the NPC Ralston. That's her, like, of the humans and all, like, he's her favorite one. He's the one that the entire party fucking hates. But she likes him because they did, you know, they both are like the flirtatious, use sex as like a way to get things kind of characters. So they tried to do that and I rolled really bad. So it was like, okay, she's dissociating again. And he actually was like, oh shit, you good? Like, we don't gotta do this. And like, that's, you know, the bare fucking minimum. But like, for Castlevania Wallachia standards, caring about a consent is like revolutionary. So like, that for her is why she's like, okay, yeah, he's a good person. Because in that world, that doesn't really matter. You know, that doesn't really matter. And it's so funny because that's the human that she's like, yeah, that guy's chill, that guy's great. And the entire party fucking hates him. But the entire party loves every other human, basically, that Freya's like, I don't know. I don't know about this. Like, I don't know, man. My girl is stuck between a rock and a hard place sometimes, I feel, when it comes to... He really did. He really did. Listen, he's a bastard, not a monster, okay? Like, he's not a good person, per se. Like, he's a fucking bastard. He's a thief. But he's not a fucking monster, okay? He has some fucking morals. The party are human supremacists despite the fact that none of us are humans. That's what gets me, is none of us are humans, yet they are such human supremacists. It's so funny to me. I'm like, that's why Freya is constantly, like, every time we start talking about morality, she, like, almost crashes out. Because she's like, I don't get it. You guys aren't fucking human. Do you guys think you are? Like, do you think that if these humans find out that just because you look similar, once they find out you're one of them, they're gonna kill your ass? I don't understand where this is coming from. Like... What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, do you know what you are? They were brainwashed, human washed. It really did, dude. Freya deadass thinks so. Freya's deadass, like, human mind control is going on here or something, because what the fuck is going on with this? Like, what the hell? What have they done to get you guys? Like, at least Lucifer I kinda get, because his family, but like, easy, why the fuck do you give a shit? Freya does not comprehend it whatsoever. She has no concept of understanding towards their behavior. She really is just like, I have no fucking clue why they are so like, yeah, we must we must like protect the humans because they're fragile little beings, even though they're going around slaughtering my people, you know? Like, come on now. Come on. Come on. They don't kill them, bro. Sometimes they do, but they usually throw them in jail. Why do you think they have the jail for them? I'm just excited to get to do more Freya and Damien content because those are my pookies. I love the dynamic between them. I think it's so fascinating. I think Freya and her dynamic with her patron is definitely my favorite. It is so fascinating to me that I always love getting to roleplay them when we do our sessions because he is another character that is so interesting morality-wise that the party on the greater scale just refuses to acknowledge is interesting. Like, outside of now Jevix is starting to, like, be more open-minded, which is appreciated. The other two are still like, fuck this guy, when they have never met him and they don't know, like, anything about him. No matter how many times I try to explain what he's like, they're just like, I don't think so, actually. I think you're wrong, actually. I don't agree. Like, I think that's a bit interesting too, is like how half of the party has like an aggressive hate boner towards Freya's patron, even though he's done literally nothing against any of them. He's done literally nothing against them, yet they have such an intense hatred for him. Like, what did he do? What did he do? He has only benefited us this entire game. What has he done to make you hate him, besides the fact that he just is a vampire lord? Like, what has he done? Tell me. I honestly thought they hated him for stuff that happened in earlier sessions, but the thing is, he didn't do anything in earlier sessions. That's the funny part. He literally only he has only done benefits for us. Like, he literally cured Freya of her fucking lycanthropy that she got. He gave us the instructions on how to find the vampire abomination that was created by Lucifer's dad and Beezy's mom. He has, like, single-handedly been, like, coaching us along of, like, okay, here you go, Freya, like, he has literally only done benefits for us. They just hate him because they're like, he's the #1 vampire lord, so he's big bad evil guy, so we hate him. And I'm like, is he though? Is he? I don't know, you haven't met the guy. Is he big bad evil guy? Have you met the man? I don't know, that's a little judgmental, everybody. They mad they can't romance him? Yeah. They're mad that Freya romanced him. They're mad that Freya's dating him so that they can. It's so funny. It's so funny too. They can't compete. Freya is a baddie, so. True. It's kind of funny too, because like, and this is something I feel like I can say now that like Damien's identity is out of the bag. Like, yes, he's the vampire lord. He is the current like strongest vampire lord in the world. Yes. Freya has high standards for who she gets with, because goddamn. I can like say this because this isn't like a spoiler or anything, because now his identity has obviously been out of the bag for a while. It's so funny because I feel like I kind of played, because like there's two different kinds of Freya. There's like early Freya who's like, I'm just a rich woman, I'm a damsel, I don't do this fighting thing, that's below me, like I'm not a part of this. Who like the party was all like, oh, we gotta protect her, oh my god. And now like, and because of that, they all kind of assumed that like her relationship with her patron is like incredibly abusive and like he's manipulating her to like be a horrible person because she's just a small bean and blah blah blah. And then now that they're seeing Freya, who is like now more open about her morals and her intentions, who is like, no, he's not abusive towards me. Yes, I love him. Yes, he has done literally every positive for me in my entire life. No, he doesn't ask for things in return. I just give them to him because I love him. And they can't compute that. I feel like I kind of played Damsel Freya a little too well. That, like, they genuinely don't trust me now when I say how he is. I feel like they don't trust Freya now when Freya talks about him. Because I think they truly believe that, like, I think I damseled a little too close to the sun, I guess, because it doesn't matter how many times she tries to explain that, like, I am right where I want to be. They're like, I don't think so, honey. Me when the party reveals in a dark room at night, Freya, I wanted him to dick me down on the floor, bed, ceiling, everywhere, and you took that from me. That's why I don't support your human hating. That would be so funny. It's like how people assume so much is a toxic relationship, they're painting red flags where they aren't. The thing is, like, are there definitely red flags to their dynamic? I mean, yeah, he's basically a god, and she's not, and, like, yeah, there's a kind of a power imbalance, and, like, yes, she does, like, have a worshipping sort of ideal about him. But is he, like, this, like, I'm gonna male manipulate you into doing everything for me, wahaha? Like, he has not done anything to suggest that. He has not laid a hand on her in an inappropriate, like, he has not done anything, like, to, like, show him being, like, here's the thing, is Damien a bad guy? Yeah, he's not a great person. He's still a vampire lord, you know? He's still, like, you know, a vampire lord who doesn't have a great view of humans. Yeah, he don't like them, you know? That's not exactly a secret. Like, that's all of them. But, like, Damien has not done anything to suggest that he is a bad partner, you know? I'm gonna head out. God, this shit's so funny, though. I can't stay tonight. Oh, that's fine. Have a good day, Slime. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, like, he had, like... Yes, is he bad? Yeah, like... like, because the thing is Freya bad? Yeah! Yeah, she is! That's what's also so funny to me. That's what also cracks me up, is like, besties, she's told you she's evil! Like, we've had this conversation. Like, that's what's so funny to me. She had, like, a whole breakdown to Lucifer where she was like, I am not a good person. I have done some really heinous shit, like, and I do it again, bitch. Like, she literally was like, I have done bad shit, and when you find out, you're gonna hate me for it. And he was like, nah, baby girl. I could never hate you. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, did he think I was not dead ass? Like, I love my demon lord husband and I hope all of humanity is destroyed. Like, Freya has said also that, like, her viewpoint on humans is like, does she think every human needs to die? No. Like, she doesn't. does she think a lot of them fucking suck and like she's not gonna mourn them if they're gone? I mean, yeah, because guess what? They're not gonna mourn her if she's gone. Why is she gonna mourn them, you know? A lot of Freya's like ideology is just, why are humans allowed to do it to us, but we can't do it back? Like, they're allowed to treat us this way, but if we treat them that way, then suddenly it's a fucking problem, you know? Like, she's just like, eventually the tides will swing back in our favor, and then they'll reap what they sow. That's like her mindset that she's been pretty open about. And they're like, I think Freya might be a little dove. Have they tried to fact check her? Literally, I have told them, like, they don't even have to roll insight on stuff. Like, it's just funny. Part of me wonders if it's because, like, I don't know, they're just assuming that, like, Freya can't possibly be the way she is. It has to be a byproduct of her husband. Like, she can't possibly be this way because she chooses to be this way and have these opinions. It has to have been, like, forced into her. Which is, like, makes me feel like the Homelander gif, like, not very woke of you. Not very woke of you to assume that I can't have my own fucked up opinions on my own issue. That's why I love her, because she's so interesting. There's so many layers to her of her beliefs and, like, her survival tactics as, like, a woman in Wallachia, because I did very much, when I made her with Aki, discuss that, like, being a woman in Wallachia fucking sucks, and, like, she is going to lie and cheat her way into safety if that's what she needs to do, because she's a woman in Wallachia, you know? Like, yeah, she's gonna play into being, like, a bit of a damsel so that the men in the party will try to protect her, because the shit sucks. It's not a good fucking life out here for women in this era, you know? Like, she's kind of doing what she's gotta do in her mind to keep herself safe while she proves herself. But it's so interesting, because I told them all, like, Freya's backstory is really dark, but I didn't tell them what parts of it were the really dark parts. And it feels like there's a bit of a broken consensus on what is and what is the problems with her. It's really entertaining for me. I think it's very funny. I love it. I think it's great. I'm like, yeah, more party tension, more confliction. Let's do more. Let's double it, triple it even. I like when parties fight. I like when parties fight and parties have disagreements and parties' relationships change because of things. I like it. I think it's fun. So, like, yeah, if you think I'm being, you know, distrustful and a dirty little liar or something, then, like, okay. Alright, call me out. Let's fucking do this, you know? If you want to stage an intervention because you think her demon lord husband basically is like big bad evil and blah blah blah, okay, do it, bitch. See how that goes. See how that goes for you. See how she takes that. see how she takes that. You can try it. Because that's what I like in D&D. I like that kind of shit. I like when parties' dynamics change over time. I don't necessarily like we're always besties nonstop all the time. I like when there's that conflict of, you know, will we ever feel like we're kind of on the same page? Are you who I thought you were, you know? Do you actually know me, or are you just relying on an image of me you've created in your head this entire time, you know? How many times do I have to try to, like, break that, you know? Things like that are so fascinating to me with D&D. Like, I love it so much. I always think that's, like, such a fascinating way to go about things. And it makes for entertaining sessions, I think, too, because I think it's entertaining when the party has conflict. As long as it's not like, here's the thing, I love party conflict in a way that doesn't like cuck over the party and their like total goal. Like, I like party conflict, but I'm not going to like go out of my way to like ruin the party's ambitions and shit, because that's just like lame, you know? But I'm gonna do party conflict in a way that's like roleplay, like significant, and like actually makes people have to think in depth about their characters' feelings and how they want to go about this and things like that. That's fun to me. My favorite games have all been like that. I play a really gritty, realistic games with hard choices, and it's a breeding ground for subtle, realistic, emotional strain. Yeah. I love, because here's the thing. I kind of always joke that like my characters need to be traumatized. I think it's less of that and more of a, I just really like when the parties have either just really difficult choices like this that affect their dynamics long term, or just the actions and personality of someone is causing conflict in terms of like, we're at a very moral disagreement here, you know? Bye bye, slime. Have a good day. Good night. Like, and traumatized characters have built an excuse to be more difficult than you be in real life. Like, Freya's just like for humans. Exactly. And even someone like Freya is still like, her main motivation isn't even explicitly the trauma she faced. It's like, the trauma she faced was her personal experience, but then she's still seen it play out on so many different occasions with other people that like, for her it's like, it's not just me, it's my people, you know? I get that it's fun, but also like hard and kind of emotional. It is. The thing is, you have to be with a group that is willing to do it. I will not do it with a group. Like, if a group wants to do just happy-go-lucky best friend adventurers, then I'm not gonna do that, you know? But with something like Castlevania, where, yeah, you're gonna get into those vibes, you know? And also, like I said, even with Freya's, like, moral conflictions with the party, she's not gonna do stuff that's gonna, like, cuck over the goals of the party and shit, like, purposefully, just to, like, fuck them over. Like, that's stupid, you know? Like, one of the interesting things about Freya that I love is that Freya does have the same goal of killing the other Night Council members, despite the fact that she also has this distaste for humans. So even if we don't agree on her view of humans, we can still agree that she needs to be there because they need all the help they can get to kill the vampire lords, you know? Like, she's still gonna be there and assisting with the goal. It's just her reasoning is very different than the others. And I think that kind of stuff is what is interesting, because it's still pushing the party's goals and desires in the way that the party agreed, but it's doing it in a more layered way that allows for more exposition into why we're doing what we're doing, and like thinking hard about, you know, what it is that we're really doing here. Because, like, truthfully, Freya's kind of over a lot of, like, her parents died a long time ago, you know? Like, it sucks. It really does. It fucking hurts her. But, like, she's a grown-ass woman, you know? She's not like, ooh, I'm traumatized, you know? Like, I don't really like playing characters like that, where it's just, like, a traumatizing thing happened, and it just gets mentioned, and she cries every once in a while. It's like, no, I have gone through this. I've gone through the grief. I've gone through the anger. Now it is just like a deep wound that I have that motivates me and my beliefs. But it's not, if you mention that my parents died, I'm gonna be like, yeah, they did. You know, it's not gonna be like a trump card to destroy my mental state. I've already been through that. Been there, done that. Now I use it as motivation. You know, things like that. I kind of like going that route with my characters who have trauma, of using it, unless it's something lighter, but like for something really dark like Freya's, for hers, it's more of a motivation aspect that I think plays in a lot better. And whose fault is that? Humans. Well, to be fair, specifically, Freya's mindset is whose fault is that? The church. However, the church are all humans, and a lot of the humans worship the church. So for Freya, it's more of a like, she hates the church, and as a byproduct, a lot of humans come with that. That's why she says, like, I don't think all humans are bad, because she knows not all humans agree. But she thinks that there's a significant enough population that work with the church and align with the church and like what the church does, and that's pretty fucked up, you know? So, like, fuck those guys. Like, she's not about that. She's not about that. That's why meeting Lucifer's family was rather uncomfortable for her, due to the fact that they are not only in the church capital, but his family are church members. That was very uncomfortable for her. That was not something that she enjoyed. She did get real quiet during that dinner. Well, she did kind of see her number one op. She kind of did see the man that she's been warned her, like, entire adult life to avoid with a burning passion. He did kind of waltz through the door. You know, she was kind of going through that. No, it's also, I also think just in general, the dynamic between Freya and Lucifer is so interesting. Still funny that Shiro just bit his arm like an anime dog, man. It was so funny. Dude, I'm so happy that I rage baited Lucian. That made me so happy. Because I don't know if you were able to be there for it, but when we had that conversation, Freya and Lucian did one-on-one, I'm so happy that I rage baited the fuck out of him. I was so proud of that. I was so proud of that. I called him a little fucking bitch compared to Damien, and he was so genuinely heated, but he could not do shit. Why? Because he's a little bitch compared to Damien. I fucking bitch mated him by bringing up my husband. I mean, don't get me wrong, as soon as she left the room, she tried not to fucking stress vomit, you know, but like, she was like, yeah, fuck you. Immediately leaves the room and just starts stress vomiting in the grass. Yeah, it's... Listen, when your husband's number one op shows up to dinner and he knows you and you know him, but like you don't want to know him like that, you know, it gets real awkward real quick. It gets real scary real quick. But it's like, oh man, if this man could, he would put me in a torture dungeon right now. But he can't because he's a little bitch compared to Damien. And he knows if he does some shit, his fucking territory is gonna be in ruin. Which is like, such a play though. It's so like Iromu though, I'll be so tough for like 10 seconds and then no one's looking, I'm crying, throwing up. Exactly. She was like acting tough shit as soon as she left the room with him. She's like, oh my god. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Oh my god. Honestly, it's also just so fun that like I'm getting to kind of lean more into the like, yeah, by the way, I know the vampire lords and shit, and like I know them, you know. Like, and I know all them bitch made compared to my man. I could kind of be like, worst case, babe, man, my fucking man's gonna come rolling up. He could wipe y'all's shit out so quick. It's so funny. It's like such a little power trip that I can do every once in a while where I kind of get to be like, by the way, just in case you forgot, he is really strong. He is really strong and he does like me. Even Lucian acknowledged it too, which is so funny to me. Like, dude, the concept, I know why Shiro was so fucking the concept of Lucian telling Lucifer to his face that Damien, the only thing he cares about is Freya. Dude, I know that must have made him want to fucking throw up. That must have made him want to stress throw up so bad hearing his dad tell him that. That must have been such a genuine, like, gut punch of, like, don't fucking say that shit to me, bro. I'm trying to wife this girl up, and you're telling me that the vampire lord I want to kill loves her that much? Fuck. Like, yeah, no wonder he bit him like a fucking terrier. Like... Yeah, it's so much fun. I love drama in D&D. I love drama, and I love the drama I get to do with Freya. It's so much fun. Am I the drama? That's how I feel sometimes. Am I the drama? But it's so fun. Oh, so much fun though. Yeah, this part is way more fun than literally any part of combat to me. No, 100p. I am the same way. Combat in D&D is like... Oh, hold on. I dropped something. Combat in D&D for me is fun. Ugh. Oh my god, why'd she make that face when I bent over to grab something? Combat to me is fun, but roleplay is what is way more fun to me. I play D&D for roleplay, as you guys know. So, that's what I enjoy doing. And Freya, I get to do that a lot more, which is really fun. And I get to make a lot of drama, which is really fun. I'm hoping in my other personal campaign we get to do a lot more roleplay because it has been a bit combat heavy. So I'm hoping now that we're kind of out of the tutorial, we get to do a lot more because roleplay is my bread and butter with D&D. That's what I enjoy. I'm excited for next session, especially now that Carmilla has showed up, and that's going to be a big thing for Jevix and BZ. I'm going to be really interested to see how they go about that. Because, like, not a spoiler, because she has mentioned this before, that, like, Freya has seen all of the vampire lords, but she's not, like, personally interacted with all of them, but she knows them and has seen them and stuff. That's kind of how she is with Carmilla. Like, she just knows this bitch is crazy and bad news, so avoid her, but she's never, like, met the woman. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what the dynamic is gonna be with Jevik and BZ now that they are encountering the vampire lord that plagues their backstories, you know? Because we all got one. So it'll be interesting to see sort of how that goes. I'm quite interested because I don't really know much about her. So that'll also be a lot of fun. I'm so thankful that it was not my man that showed up on that encounter die that Lucifer rolled. Because I would have been so pissed if the first meeting with my man happened when like she wasn't present or like without her initiating it. I would have been so upset. So I was just praying to God it was not going to be Damien that showed up. I was like, no, I want them to meet him, but I have like a whole thing that I want to do for that. I want to make it like a big thing because I'm dramatic. So I was like praying. I was like, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't. When it was Carmilla, I was like, oh, thank God. I mean, still really bad, but fuck. Like, at least it's not him. Because I need a little bit more setup time to get them a little more on board before I jump in to meet my man, you know? Lucifer is very upset at the idea of working with him, clearly, and BZ doesn't like it very much either. So I still need a little bit of time to try to work them to be a bit more open to it so that when they meet him, they just don't act immediately aggro as fuck. Because they will get fucking murdered. If they try to legitimately do something when they meet him, like, y'all are gonna get bitch moded so hard, don't even bother. Like, don't even bother. Something I've always noticed about more modern D&D players, ooh, they don't fear death enough, which is so funny because I feel like I fear death so much. I fear death so much with my characters. Of like, yeah, there's no fucking way I'm winning against this. Like, we just actually had that incident with the personal campaign we did Wednesday, where we met a big bad who was fucking up our high-level mentor figure, and he did the thing where he told us, like, I'm gonna try to hold him off. You guys get the fuck out of here. Because there's no way that, like, we would have been able to fight at level 3 a guy that can just cast Disintegrate. Like, you know, we were fucked. So she did the thing of, like, asking the mentor, like, are you sure you want us to leave? And then he said yes. And then she looked to basically Aki's character, who's, like, our de facto party lead right now. And he basically told her the same thing. And so she went, okay, 2 people of the party told me to run. What did she do? She fucking booked it out of there. She fucking booked it out of there because she doesn't want to fucking die. Like, could she have stayed and tried to do like, ooh, Eldritch Blast, pow pow? Yeah, she could have. What good would that have done? Fuck no. She went, I want to fucking live, and they told me to live, so I'm getting out of here. Yeah, and I think it's because in old D&D you would run into shit that could kill you all the time. In modern D&D, every challenge is fair, so they never think to run. Yeah, I like when you get challenges that are just way too above your level and there's just nothing you can do. I don't really, because I'm the kind of DM that doesn't do much permadeath. At worst, we do a revivify. Here's the thing. I think I like encounters where you will die if you fight it, but there are like very clear paths that you can take to avoid it. Either by running away, by trying to do like diplomacy with it. Like, I liked the concept of, like, I think the Death Knight stuff in Castlevania went on a little too long. We've all agreed with that. But I did like the concept of, like, this is something that we just cannot fight. And we have a couple of ways that we can go about it. But fighting is just not an answer that we can take. Because we will die. Played too much Dark Souls to not have that worry of death. Yeah. Because I think that's more interesting. Occasionally I do run into some indirect fight encounters. I normally like to make it pretty clear when it's an encounter that isn't meant to be fought head on. Yeah. I think that's like... Because, you know, once this dude threw out a Disintegrate spell, and we're all level 3, and he threw it out, like, instantly with no fucking, like, he didn't react at all, and we were like, okay... Yeah, this ain't happening. You know, like, we knew. And some people tried to stay and fight it a bit longer, but it was like, Poppy knew. Poppy ran out of spell slots, because Poppy's a warlock. she knew this shit was not the time. And she could tell there was no reasoning with this man. So Peepaw told her to get the fuck out of there, so she got the fuck out of there. You know? Like, I like that. I like, because the thing with me, I don't really necessarily like always being uber powerful. I like to get bitch moded sometimes by enemies in D&D. Like, here's the thing. You can't do it all the time, because I have played in campaigns where it happened all the time. And that sucked. But I also don't like when you can win every encounter. Like, even encounters that are insanely difficult because you're just so overpowered. I'm also not the biggest fan of that. I like a good mix of, like, yeah, some encounters will be harder than others because you just might roll shit and they might roll good, classic D&D. But there are just some encounters where, yes, you will most likely lose this if you're not smart, or you will most likely lose this if you don't get the fuck out of there and learn that you can't just bum rush everything and take it down, you know? In the older editions of D&D before my time, you were expected to roll a bunch of characters because it was assumed you would die multiple times. Yeah. The hardest dungeons would also TPK most groups dozens of times. Yeah. My dad's been playing D&D since edition 1. And yeah, he would tell me how the amount of times he would make a character and then the very first session they would die. And he would just have to make a new character. Like, my dad had to do that a lot back in the day, which here's the thing too. I don't necessarily like when DMs just kill your characters. I do think unless, like, I think especially if it's a case of just, like, the dice are against you, because that really sucks. If you die purely just because for some reason you rolled 5 nat 1s in a combat and they rolled 5 nat 20s, you know? That sucks. Yeah, I would never do this to random people, 100%. I think what it is that's good to go about it is, obviously, if you have the conversation that you want it to be hardcore, then, like, sick. But also, I like the concept of narrative death, of, like, if a death is coming, it's because the player knows it's coming. The other players don't, but the player themselves knows. Maybe it's because they want to switch their character, or they think it is just, like, a reasonable conclusion, or whatever. Unless there is party members who do have ready access to revivify and things like that, then, like, okay, sure. But I've never had a player character in one of my campaigns, like, die unless they chose to die. And it's my favorite game. It's actually a rule that in my favorite game, it's a rule that a player never dies unless they're ready for the character to die. Yeah, like, if someone just rolls absolutely dog shit and they just get fucked, you know, we'll find a way to keep them alive, and that can cause the drama of now we have, like, a limited amount of time. We have to do revivify. We have to keep their soul connected to their body, you know, that can be really interesting. The panic, and then that player gets to kind of experience what it was like being in essentially, like, limbo for a certain amount of time, you know? But other than that, like, unless there's, like, a narrative reason, we don't really do death, but the fear of death is good. The only death I'll probably do, never in, like, a random combat hour, is maybe, yeah, and it has to be, like, a big thing, like a narrative thing. I think it's fine to go the level of downing a party and leaving it at that. I think that is totally fine. You don't kill the party, but you down the fuck out of the party. And then you're like, you're a bunch of fucking weaklings. I'm not wasting my breath. I think that's, like, shit like that is a good way to, like, bitch-mate your players without actually killing them. And, or, like, one of the big, like, impactful things for one of my characters when I played my bard fighter back in the day, the happy-go-lucky girl, is we got sucked into a dream world where I had to watch every single one of my party members get downed in brutal ways in front of me, and I wasn't able to do literally anything. I just had to sit there and watch the entire time. there was actually nothing I could do. I was physically restrained and none of my attacks hit or whatever because it was the big bad evil guy. And I just had to watch my team members get their limbs ripped off and like bit into and turned into mush, and it was so fucked up. And then we were able to get saved, but that was like an incredibly humbling experience. And like, that was a way to show like, if you weren't in a dream world, this is what would have happened to you if you would have fought this guy, even at the level that you're at. And I thought that was a really clever way Aki did to show that, of like, just to show that we are nowhere near ready to fight this guy, and if we did, this is what would happen, but in a way that it's not actually killing us. It's just like a little teaser of like, don't think you're hot shit just because you're fucking up the bosses you come across, you know? Like, they're nothing in comparison. Because I think that kind of stuff is interesting. Because also, kind of a thing I have with campaigns that is very group dependent. I am also a player where I like to let stuff affect my characters, in the sense that like, if something incredibly traumatic happens to my character, like watching all of my party members get brutally murdered essentially in front of me while I couldn't do anything, that was pretty traumatic. It's gonna actually affect my character and how she acts for a while, you know? I don't really like to brush over things instantly, and that's like you have to be on terms with your party about that kind of stuff. Like, we actually had to have like a conversation in Castlevania about like, I had to let everyone know, like, by the way guys, if Freya acts a little cold and acts like she doesn't, you know, like, to Alphonse, like, hey, if Freya acts like kind of a bitch after you almost killed her that time, it's not a personal thing of me like trying to take it out on your character. It's just what Freya would do, and this is her reaction. And he's like, okay, bet, cool. But, you know, I gotta let him know, like, it's not like, because there are people who sadly will make it a personal thing, you know, of like, I just don't like your character, so I'm gonna be a dick to them. I like to let, when I play in new games, know that like, hey, if I seem like my character doesn't like your character, it's not a personal thing, it's just my character in the moment does not like your character yet. And there is stuff I have planned for it, and if it really bothers you, we can work on it, but like, don't take it as a personal thing. Mina's the roleplayer DM's dream of having? Aw, shucks, that's too sweet. No, I'm still so new at it. There's nothing murder hobo about the way you play, which is legit such a breath of fresh air. I will admit, I feel like I tend to be like less likely to engage in direct combat compared to a lot of people. I do think I tend to go trying to come up with other routes instead of immediately jumping to fighting. I definitely, also probably because I tend to play charisma classes, I tend to go the route of wanting to talk things out. Or at least have a talking interaction instead of just running straight into combat, you know? So that is something I definitely do. But I also just, I don't know, I think it's just because a lot of my favorite stories and fantasy stories have dealt with like long-term grief and like character moments that really define you and like carry through with you, that like it's something I like to incorporate. So I don't really like doing the like, we instantly get over whatever traumatic thing happened because power of friendship, you know? Like, no, my character is gonna be depressed for a bit. Oh yeah, my character is going to have trust issues, you know? Freya still has issues with BZ. Like, Freya does still to this day does not like him as much as the others because of what he did to her. That's just how it is, you know? Like, that is how it is for her, because he almost let her die and he exposed her personal secret without her consent. Yeah, she's kind of like, that was a douche thing to do, you know? She's still gonna kind of hold that opinion of him. She hasn't forgiven him for that. you know? And it's like still a thing, like she still works with him and like is friendly to him, but like she doesn't hold him in the same tier as she does Jevix or Lucifer, you know? Like I like stuff like that. I like layers to my player characters' relationships. It's just you gotta find a party who's comfortable with that because like, oh, hold on, I gotta clear my throat. Like, a lot of the Castlevania players are cool with like not doing insta best friends. We might not all get along insanely well, and I like that. For some campaigns, like that's just not the vibe. But for ones where I'm able to do it, that's what I like to do. Because even when I play like insta friend style campaign, like characters, like my current one, Poppy, who is more of an insta friend character, she still is going to have like things about her that like will put certain people above other people in her mind. Because I also just, I think it's totally awesome when like, okay, can I, like one of my favorite things is like, I love in D&D when player characters start off really good friends and then by the end of it, they're not as good of friends anymore. Maybe they became closer with other party members instead. Or like, what if two characters were dating and then they break up over the course of the campaign and then they end the campaign not as a couple? Or like a character likes one character but by the end they like and get with a different one in the party, you know, stuff like that. I like that kind of stuff. I think it's interesting when the dynamics change in like actually impactful ways outside of just like we might have a couple different dialogue options, but like no, something as meaningful as like where we originally weren't friends, but now we're really close, or we used to be romantically involved, but we're not anymore, and we still work together and care for each other just in a different way now. Or even we don't care about each other really anymore after that, you know? Things like that. Like I think that's so interesting. Maybe it's because one of my first D&D experiences was Critical Role, and specifically Liam O'Brien makes my favorite Critical Role characters. Like Liam O'Brien's characters have definitely shaped a lot of my views of D&D and like how I like to go about character dynamics and things like that. Like I loved how the dynamic between Caleb and Jester to eventually Caleb and Essex and stuff and, you know, things like that. I'm less into that kind of stuff. I'm fine with changing dynamics, but I prefer to end on a positive end. To me, it's interesting to read, but less interesting to play. Here's the thing. I do prefer a positive end overall. But I do just think it's interesting when like I think it's interesting of like in the concept of like a relationship starting and ending, you know? It can end and not necessarily be on the biggest positive note between the couple, but I still think it's interesting of like it feels more like, yeah, these are people who have been traveling together for years and a lot has changed them over the course of their story. You know, kind of like Caleb originally liked Jester in Critical Role Campaign 2. But then obviously that didn't happen because Jester and Fjord, you know. Stuff like that. Like, it does end up resulting in both parties having a positive outcome. It's just they learned that that's not going to come from them together. Things like that I think are interesting, you know? Like, oh, originally we seemed like two characters that were going to be best friends. Ultimately, we learned down the difference that things changed, and now I'm closer to this character, and you're closer to that character. Or on the flip side, you can get like a Legolas Gimli situation where two characters who didn't think they were going to be friends ended up being the best friends. And they decide to be the two characters of the party that stick together, you know? Like, things like that can happen that I think is just really interesting. As opposed to like everybody's always best friends and we're gonna end being one big happy family, like adding more nuance to the dynamics, you know? Like obviously I would hate for a campaign to end where someone like legitimately hates another player character. That would suck unless they did something totally deserving of it. but I think having a lot more nuance and layers to the relationships. We had party members falling out, but that's far as it goes. Yeah, I mean, like, think you're shonen anime little boy, the power of friendship ain't shit. Yeah, I just think it's interesting because I feel like, especially in a lot of campaigns where like I kind of go into, and this is like, I have to be very, this is like, again, I have to preface my new parties when I go into them, when I talk about my characters, especially if I'm playing a Freya-like character of, you know, oh, if I don't seem like I like your character, don't take it personally. I swear to God, it's not a personal thing, it's a character thing, and I'm working on it. Don't worry about it, you know? Another thing I kind of have to preface a lot of the times is just like, don't be offended if your character does something negative towards mine and like the little telltale blank will remember that pops up above her head, you know? Don't take that as like you've done something to hurt me as Mina, you know? Like, I love that shit. Trust me, I love that Alphonse exposed the secret of what her race was when she didn't want him to, and took that autonomy away from her, and he almost let her die in that combat encounter because he was pissed at her. I thought that shit was great. I thought that was great drama. And like, yeah, she still hasn't fully forgiven him for doing that because from her perspective, that was one of the few things that she had like control over about her body and her personhood, and he kind of took that moment away from her. That was a really big deal for her. Yeah, she hasn't forgiven him for that. She's told him she hasn't forgiven him for that. She's not going to. That's just always going to be a permanent stain on their relationship. And like, I love that. You know, and I've talked to him about it so that he knows, like, don't take it as like a personal I'm trying to cuck you thing, and he's like, no, I totally get it, like I respect what you're doing and I get it, because, you know, since some people will do that, you kind of have to have that conversation out of character of like, trust me, I'm not I'm not being one of those, you know. It's peak when a character's motivations are separate from the players. Yeah, because like, trust me, it sucks. It sucks that I can't be, that like I have this stain on BZ between their dynamic, but it's so good and it makes so much sense for Freya. Like, it's so, like, yeah, Freya is not the kind of woman to just move past that, especially considering that they didn't know each other like that back then. You know, that is going to be something that's going to affect them. And like, it is a little hard for me sometimes because it's like, yeah, she is friendly with BZ, but there just is that stain that I'm maintaining because she would maintain it. And I'm sure they have things about me because I have things about the others that they've done. Like, the thing too, oh, I'm a fucking menace with this. If a character does something to piss off my character, oh, bitch, I'm remembering that shit. I write it down. If your character says something that pisses my character off to the point where, like, it takes me, like, I'm like, oh shit, they said that? Oh, I write that shit down. It ain't leaving my mind. If you do something that pisses me off, yeah, no, I'm remembering that. That's coming back up later. Takes out her little back book and starts writing in it. Yeah, no, legitimately. Like, I've been keeping tabs on the entire party. So that if they say or do certain things, it's gonna cause specific reactions. Like, you know, if you're gonna act a certain way about how I am, then like she's gonna remember that. And eventually she's gonna call you on it, you know, when she feels the time is right. But no, there's things. Nixon's enemy list style. Because I think it's just interesting to do, because I also like when there's, I don't necessarily like the going the route unless someone says something really heinous towards someone. I don't like the route of, "Ooh, you said a mean thing, we're not friends anymore, blah blah blah." Like, I get it, heated moments happen in roleplay between characters. It's understandable. But like, I like when you pick up on multiple little things happening and it's like, okay, this combined is going to affect my character's perception of your character. I think that's really fun. I like doing that. Like, what BZ did affected Freya's perception of him as a character, and it still has to this day. He has made more decisions to push her back into a bit more of a positive light, but depending on how he reacts to future things, because we're getting into more, you know, Freya territory, it could go back, you know? Like, same thing with Lucifer. She's keeping track of, I keep track of what Lucifer, how he reacts to things regarding her, how he reacts to her backstory. I keep track of all that shit. Like, I've been keeping track of Jevix. You know what makes me feel like such a fucking loser? I was like, oh my god, I think Jevix is starting to actually, like, be a bit more open-minded. And then last session, he was like, you know what? Maybe we should be more open-minded towards Damien. And I was like, oh my god, I read this right, because I've been paying so much attention to these little behaviors, and it made me feel so good. Like, I love doing that shit. I think it's so fun. Like, I love getting to build, like, a character profile in my own head of my fellow players. Like, it's so much fun. I love doing that. I wish more people would do that. Like, yeah, if you think Freya's acting sus, remember that shit and call me out on it. Go for it. Like, I don't care. Go for it. I love it. Let's do it. Like, that's one thing I told them. I was like, if Freya is acting sus and you think so, you can just ask me about it. You know that, right? Like, I'm not gonna be offended if you come to my character with a more, like, aggro conversation, per se. As long as it is, like, not a personal attack and it's legitimately my character doesn't understand your character, then, like, let's go for it. Let's do it. Let's see who's gonna win. Let's go. Maybe we'll resolve it. Maybe we won't. We'll find out. That's the kind of shit I love. I think it's so much fun. To be fair, not to blaze myself, but I do have a permanent slot in all of Aki's campaigns, so I did earn myself a while back a permanent if he needs a D&D player. As long as the concept is interesting to me, I have a reserved slot. That's my little, like, ha, flip my hair. I did good. He considers me someone that he trusts for D&D. That's fun. So I appreciate that. I'm very thankful for that. So as long, like, obviously if it's a campaign where I'm not going to be interested in the vibes, like, I won't do it. But, you know, when Castlevania, when we were working on, when he told me he was working on a Castlevania one, he was like, don't worry, bestie, I know who the first slot is going to. And I was like, you damn fucking right, because I would kill you if you did it. Like, a gothic, spookier, like, stressful campaign without me. I would be pissed, and you know it. And he's like, yeah, I do. He has told me that he thinks that I'm a staple role player for him. That makes me happy. That is my little self-glaze that I have, is that, yay, I secure myself in my besties campaigns. Who knows, maybe I'll do good enough to weasel myself into Shiro's too. in case Shiro ever wants to do more. Teehee. I try my best. I try my best to be interesting and fun, but not cuck people, and to make it a good experience. I don't have any players I trust that much. I've played it almost. I love Husband, but he's not the best role player. I love my boyfriend, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. In the personal campaign we're doing on Wednesday, like, I love romance in my campaigns, if you could not tell, Pumpkin. I've always kind of wanted to try romancing my boyfriend's characters, but my boyfriend is not good at it. My boyfriend can't get into it. He just can't. He has tried. He hasn't really been able to get into D&D romance, which is a bit like, dang it. Because I would love to pull like a Laura Bailey on him and be like, I am gonna marry you actually in D&D. So that you're married to me in real life and in person. Well, eventually we'll be married in real life, but you get what I mean. You know. He ends up playing asexual icons whenever he plays characters. Whenever my boyfriend plays a character, he plays an asexual aromantic icon. That's what he plays. He plays an aro ace icon every time. And like, slay, love it, it's great. But it's kind of funny because in the personal campaign, I'm like, who am I gonna try to kiss here? And his character looks pretty kissable. But I'm like, I might have to work pretty hard for this if I want to try to kiss him, you know? I might have to put in a lot of work here, because he is looking pretty smoochable. I can tell you that. But then on the flip side, I have Aki, who's like a D&D romance fiend, just like me. So for us, it's so easy to make characters and then be like, and then now they make out. Yeah, if I'm playing a game with straight people, it's almost certainly aro ace. Now that I think about it, gay groups get a little wild. Me and Slime for real. Yeah, with Aki, I mean, that's why Castlevania works so well, because I was like, listen, what if I made my character be like dating a vampire lord? And he was like, bet. Sold. Like, we're doing it. Like, okay, sure. Yeah, they'd be fucking, they're dating, their thing. You know? We have two characters right now that are literally like a couple. We have a lot of like romance and NPC in every one of his campaigns, but we have two player characters that will eventually be a couple. Not it's a different campaign that we haven't gotten to start yet, but it's like we have our characters made. In that one, like, our characters are gonna be like a thing. We go for it because we both know that we can do it in a way that's not gonna be like weird, you know? Because that's the thing with like romance in D&D, you gotta be careful who you're doing it with, because like, especially as a girl, I don't do romance in D&D with guys that I don't trust not to be weird. Like, I don't mind Freya Lucifer because I trust that Shiro is not going to be weird, because Shiro is also a committed man and we're both experienced D&D players. I don't worry about Aki because that's bestie, that's oomphy, you know? And then like, my boyfriend's my boyfriend. I don't do D&D romance roleplay without that. Like, I also, I have to let my gay groups that I'm only playing pretend and remind them not to flirt with me for real. Yeah, I also, like, don't do romance with people that my boyfriend's, like, not comfortable with. Like, if they don't pass my boyfriend's vibe checks and he feels like it's kind of weird, then, like, I'm not gonna do it. Because some people treat D&D like it's a dating network, which is a little weird. And I'm like, just because my character flirts with you, please don't flirt with me outside of character. Like, I'm sorry if anyone but my boyfriend hits on me outside of, like, my D&D characters, I'm gonna scream. Like, don't do that. Please don't do that. Like, my character is flirting with you, not me. So I only do it with people that I trust and, like, know won't do that. But other than that, yeah, I have, like, a pretty tight leash on who I'm comfortable doing that with. And then, like, that's another thing, too, is, like, I kind of tell party members, like, hey, if you notice my character hitting on someone but not someone else, that's not necessarily, it's just I'm more comfortable with doing that with that person, you know? it's not like, oh, I think your character is like chopped or something, you know? It's just, I don't know you like that, dog. I don't know if I can trust you. Because it's also kind of just a VTuber thing that I've had to be aware of. I've had to become more aware of what it's like with being a VTuber, and there being a lot of male VTubers that treat this like it's tender, and that's a little odd. So I have to be a little choosy with the guys that I do stuff with. Like, obviously, Aki and Shiro give very, like, bro energy, and then, like, you know, I'm totally also fine with, like, there's some male VTubers that I do stuff with that are, like, flirty. It's just they know not to do it with me. Like, for example, Doggo. Doggo's a very flirty person. He was who we did the Peak collab with. But, like, he's chill as fuck and a grown-ass man, so all I have to be is like, hey, can you not be flirty with me? Because it's just a boundary. And he's like, okay, bet, cool. And then I told him, I was like, hit on my chat as much as you want. And he was like, hell yeah, rubbing his hands together. I was like, listen, if you want to hit on the boys in my chat, they'll be all for that, you know? And he was like, oh, bet, let's go. Like, I love shit like that. I gotta be careful with, like, that's why, like, I usually vet them before I bring them on stream, in case, like, I also have to, like, throw out the I have a boyfriend thing a lot of times, just in case. Because some people are not super chill and not a sweetheart like Doggo is, who is, like, a reasonable person. Some people are weird. You gotta be careful. Some of these VTubers out here treating this shit like dating apps, and it's a little odd. Like, I mean, not saying you can't date your coworkers or anything, but or like you can't have a crush on a creator. If you're single and you have a crush on a creator, I mean, that's fine. That's just how crushes work, you know? But yeah, I do get a little nervous sometimes when I get a random DM and I'm like, like, is this because you actually think I'm chill, or like what's going on? And then on the flip side, it makes me nervous messaging like male VTubers, because I'm like, fuck, what if they think I'm an e-girl? Like, what if they think I'm just like messaging them because I want to do e-girl shit, you know? Like, no, I'm just messaging you because you're cool. Dude, I was so nervous to message Doggo because I was like, oh god, what if he thinks I'm weird or something, you know? Like, if I'm messaging a girly, it's like fine, it's like whatever, you know? But when I message like a random guy, because I'm so scared of that stereotype in the VTubing sphere that like I get nervous and I'm like, I have to like throw out extra info, you know, of like, I swear to God, I just think you're cool. I just think you're sick. I swear, I promise. I'm not trying to be weird. Literally me trying to get stuff for the charity project. No, it's so fine. Dude, I got so nervous messaging people after I did a collab with them. I have literally collaborated with people, and then I was so terrified to message them after the fucking collab. So, like, I messaged them terrified, like, what if they just never respond to me? And they did, and they were lovely. Like, they were lovely people. But I was so fucking nervous. Dude, I messaged Almontes about something that he did on his stream that like helped me out with like some, because a lot of when I was making my concept art, like my mood boards and everything, he made a big post on Twitter about how he went about getting his like ideas across. And I messaged him like, hey, that was genuinely really helpful for me. And he responded. And then I was like, oh my god, I felt like I'm bothering you. I felt like I was bothering him by messaging him. And I got so embarrassed so quickly. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have, because I felt so... I felt so nervous. I was like, oh, I'm probably bothering this man who's taking time out of his day. And he's having to read my stupid ass Twitter DM, you know? Of just me being like, thank you, sir, it was helpful. I literally still do this for my friends, social anxiety man. Dude, sometimes I get nervous to message Shiro. Like, sometimes I get nervous to message Shiro about shit, and I'm like, why? It's fucking Shiro. Like, why am I nervous? I get nervous messaging Shiro about D&D stuff, and I get nervous messaging Aki too. I get nervous messaging them about D&D stuff because sometimes I worry that I come up with too much shit and I'm like gonna annoy them about it. Because I am very prone to, at 2 a.m., thinking of something really cool for my D&D character and then messaging them as soon as I can to be like, okay, reply when you can. I'm just getting my thoughts out, blah, 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 word vomit. And then I send it to them at like 2 in the morning, and then I wake up and I immediately panic because I'm like, fuck, they probably are gonna think I'm so annoying. They're probably gonna think I'm so fucking annoying for this. Like, I did it to Shiro like 2 days ago. I messaged him when we were creating the feat for my character. I was like, dude, I had an epiphany, alright? What about this homebrew thing? Blah, blah, blah. Here's my ideas. And, like, he was super chill about it, but I felt so nervous afterwards. I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, God. I probably seem so, like, bothersome. Literally me. It's always 2 a.m. because of time zones. I feel so normal now. Thank you. Dude, literally with, like, Aki, even with, like, Freya, the amount of times I'm like, okay, but hear me out. What if this thing happens? Huh? Huh? Ooh? You like it? We vibing? And he'll be like, you know what? That's chill. But if he takes, like, longer than 30 minutes to respond, I'm like, I've annoyed him. I have bothered him, and he is mad. I have overstepped as a player. Which I'm pretty sure he's told me he likes it when I do that because it makes him know that I'm like invested in the campaign and the characters and stuff, but I just feel bad because I'm like, oh, I don't want to seem like I'm, you know, doing too much, I guess. It's just like if I get really obsessed with like a character, then I start coming up with a bunch of shit and I'm like, what if this happened? What if this occurred? Hmm? Do you want to get in a call with me and we can talk about my D&D character for 2 hours straight? Hmm? How about that? Would you like that? That is all I can offer at this moment. I always feel like a huge dork because I'm worried about being more invested in something than whoever I'm talking to. Exactly. I'm always like, what if my character isn't that cool actually? And what if my ideas are kind of buns, but they just don't want to say anything because they don't want to upset me? And it actually sucks and I'm wasting their time. My brain is so fucking bad, dude. It's so bad. It's such a bully. But I've gotten better at it. I used to be like even worse about doing that kind of stuff, but I've gotten a lot better at being able to reach out and like actually have those kind of discussions with people. Which has been really good. It's been really beneficial for me. Because it was something I really needed to work on. I'm still not the greatest, but we're moving up. We're moving up. Ugh. But yeah, that's I used to be better about it, but my anxiety really blossomed in my late 20s. To be fair, I feel kind of the same. I feel like my anxiety was so much better when I was a teenager than my early 20s. My mental health really took a nosedive once I turned 18. Straight up. Like, once I turned 18, my life fell apart. And I had to rebuild it. And that definitely is what, like, really sparked... Like, the signs were there, definitely, when I was a teenager. But I feel like I was way better at coping because I just, like, pretended that it wasn't there. Like, I still had that cognitive dissonance that I could have. But once I turned 18, like, everything fell apart, and I just wasn't able to pretend that it wasn't a thing anymore. And it really showed its fangs at that point, my bipolar and my anxiety. I mean, still for me, I feel like I struggle with bipolar more than anxiety. I think a lot of like my anxiety is tied to just life shit. You know, like not necessarily something I need medication for. It's just like, yeah, I think if I got a job, I would have a lot less anxiety because I don't have to worry about being in this limbo, you know? So my psychiatrist has offered me anxiety medication, but I've rejected it because it's like, I don't think it's a permanent thing I need. I think I just need to get a job, you know? I think if I get like in a little bit of a more stable, secure, then like I'll have back to just my normal anxiety. That's like easier to manage. Oh my god, my throat's so bad. Hold on. And yes, I've been drinking a lot. I drank a lot of water. Kind of the opposite for me. I was barely holding it in and crashed out, and now I've worked back a lot better since I was at 17. I'm sure you'll get there better too. One day too. Yeah, I mean, my biggest crash out was like a year or two ago. That was like really bad. I had a huge crash out with my dad. And we like ruined our relationship for like a year and a half because of it, but we reconciled. For me, it was just my parents' temporary divorce when I was 18 was kind of the straw for the camel's back, if you get what I mean. Because it just went in it was just really messy, and like, it was just handled in the worst way possible. So I don't know if I ever really mentioned kind of how it happened, but it was like I heard my parents fighting, and then I heard noise in the hallway, and I walked out and I saw my mom dragging a suitcase down from the attic. And I was like, oh, gotcha. So this is how we're doing it. It was not like a, hey, sit down, we're gonna have a conversation about it. It was like, I was there and watched the blow up happen, and like, a whole lot of shit went on of like my parents regarding me in that situation of like, my dad took the like suitcase and told me to pack my stuff, and he was gonna drop me off at my grandma's so I didn't have to be there. And my mom like didn't want him to do that, and it was like a huge back and forth, you know? And I was just there confused and like upset. And I was barely 18. It was literally like 2 weeks after my birthday and after I graduated high school. So I was just really, I didn't know how to like process what was going on. As a member of the mentally ill parents club, it never goes as cleanly as it does on TV. No, it went like as bad as it probably could have, truthfully. Like, I remember walking in before, like when I saw my mom dragging down the suitcase, I walked into the room to my dad and I was like, Dad, is like what I think's happening? And he just stopped watching TV and looked at me and he just nodded his head. And then it was like 2 minutes later, everything exploded. And like, just like, it was a shit show, you know? It was like that happened. That was definitely the like, where that like fucked me up really bad. And then I had to live out of a suitcase for like 3 weeks. That was really hard. That was not fun. That sucked, you know? And that kind of like, I think allowed a lot of the stuff that I had been pushing down to like really set into me. And then it made college pretty hard. But it wasn't all bad because about a year or two later, I ended up meeting my boyfriend. So, you know, he definitely was what was like the main thing that helped me. So I just didn't have any friends between then and my boyfriend. Because I met Aki and my boyfriend a part of the same group, so I met them at about the same time. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I kind of met them at about the same time. So that was also just like a good thing because I was able to get friends and then eventually a boyfriend as well. But yeah, being mentally ill with like no friends, living with your mentally ill parents really, really did a number. I will say that. I will say that. That was definitely a lot. But you know, it is what it is. Like, I'm definitely better than I was then. Like, I'm definitely like if y'all knew what I was like during then, I was not functional. Like I literally sobbed like every day at one point. Like it was bad. Um I'm definitely way more put together now and like I've moved past a lot of that stuff. Like before I wouldn't be able to talk about that without like crying, but now I can. It just kind of sucks, you know? Cuz it's like it makes me feel like that meme of like, "Oh, I'm 24 and my mom was mean to me as a kid and it's permanently affected me and my behavior and blah blah blah." Like kind of makes me feel like that. Oh man, I have permanent issues because my parents are mentally ill and fucked me up as a kid. Oh man, you know. But what are you gonna do? I think just truly getting a job is what will help me because I just need something more like concrete and also I need money in this economy. Because like at least I had school before. Like I had something to go to every day and do and a set schedule and all this stuff. But now I don't. Streaming is like the only thing I really have to do that with, but now with like stuff going on with boyfriend's family, I can't really do like I'm actually going to have to here soon like end because I'm home alone now. So it kind of like God, my throat has been so bad. Kind of makes it a bit hard to even like do streaming as consistently as I used to be able to just because of family stuff now going on. So I'm like hoping if I can at least get a job, I can like work that a bit better. Oh, hi Nord. Oh, hello. I was actually kind of vaguely talking about you earlier. Crazy. Hello. Um, Good timing because I just finished my work at the library. Hell yeah. Yeah, yeah, I was talking about how I tend to get like nervous talking to people even after I've like collaborated with them. And I didn't say you specifically because I didn't want to say anyone in case someone didn't want their name said, but I was like so nervous to message you after the Duck Duck Goose Club. Even though you were so nice, I was so anxious about it because I didn't want to bother you. I was so nervous about bothering you. So I sent you that message and then like threw my phone away for like an hour. So it's like, oh, speak of the devil. Because I'm just so bad at reaching out to new people because I just hate the feeling that I'm like bothering or inconveniencing someone. It's such a bad habit I have. I was so nervous for an hour is so real. Yeah, I get nervous even when like I said, when I collab with people and it's super great because I'm just like, oh, but what if because I don't know them like that, you know? Most of the people I reached out to were nice. Yeah, of course. Oh, no worries. It was still fun. Yeah, it was just so like I was like, "Oh, he was really cool. I'd like to possibly do more stuff with him. Like he was super sick." Fuck, how do I go about initiating this conversation now? The struggle. Because at least with like Doggo, I knew him from like I played League with him and Shiro a bit, so like I knew that a bit more. But I was so nervous about reaching out to some of the people from that. Like I was so scared to reach out to Chi City too, even though she's a sweetheart. I was so nervous about that. I reached out to her on Discord like 3 days ago, and I was like I'm gonna throw up. Even though she's such a sweetheart and she's so fun, I was so nervous. Real question, do you respond to randoms on Discord who just, hey? No, I don't respond to people on Discord that I don't know. Or at least that I don't know from somebody else. Like, if I got a message, like before I messaged her, if I got a message from Chi City, like I'm like, okay, I know that is someone from Shiro and Chi, like cool. Um, if it's a person I don't know or I don't recognize from like the community or something, then no, I don't respond to Discord, especially if it's just like, hey, because a lot of the time it ends up being like art scammers and stuff. I always have to because I lead the manga scanlation group. Oof. Oh yeah, I didn't message you back until like a day later. Dude, Nord, I was so fucking like I was so scared. And it's totally fine. It's just so funny because I have fucking anxiety issues. It's just funny. So don't feel bad. It's just really funny. Um It's just really funny to me because I am so annoying about it. I was just like, yeah, he was super cool during that. I'm gonna reach out. And then the immediate panic because that means I have to reach out. Oh man, I have to initiate with people. And like, dude, I'm such a fucking loser too about how I do it a lot of the times. Like, you can tell when I'm really nervous because my like initial introduction is like, hey, X thing was really cool and like super fun. And then you can tell when I'm like, okay, I think I have a better shot here because I usually lead with some weird shit. Like with Doggo, I remember we talked a lot about like the Wendy Baconator. So I was like, hey, Baconator Master over here, would you like to collab with me? I messaged him like the Baconator Bandit, would you like to hang out with me this weekend? And he was like, excuse me, huh? Did you just call me? Like, I have to write like a whole ass paragraph of over explaining. Yeah, I'm trying to get better at it. I just need more confidence, but I was so tempted, Nord, to send you just like the big bird bursting through the door gif. Like, I was so tempted to send that, but I didn't know if I was leading a little too hot with that, and that would be kind of intimidating. Because that's another one of my go-tos is like the big bird bursting through the door and being like, hello, I am here to speak to you now. Oh, if you guys really want to laugh at me, you should have known how fucking nervous I was when I talked to Shiro for the first time. Oh my god, it was so bad. I was so fucking lame. I was so fucking lame when I talked to Shiro at the start. I was so like because we first talked because he was the one who helped me set up a lot of my stream stuff. Um I was so like I was talking to him like he was a goddamn professor, okay? Like I was one step away from just being like, okay, thank you, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. It was so embarrassing. I literally was talking to him like he was my fucking professor and like he was this almighty explaining me how to work OBS. It was so lame. No, we met on Twitter. I Shiro was one of the first VTubers I came across on Twitter when I made my I would have burst out laughing. Damn it, I fucked it up. I should have done that, Nord. Damn it. I didn't know what to do, so I panicked and was like, I'm gonna ask you about things you like. I met Shiro. He was one of the first indies I met on Twitter, and I thought he was cool, and he was like I'll feel really proud one day if I can manage to like hang out with this guy because he seems cool and like he's got his shit, like what he knows what he's doing, you know? And then I was like, I posted about how I was struggling to set up my debut PowerPoint, and he was just like, hey, if you want, I can get in a Discord call with you and work on how to do that with you. And I was like, wait, no way. Are you serious? And he's like, yeah, of course. And so we just got on Discord and he walked me through how to set up OBS. And then he was like, do you know how to set up audio? And I was like, set up, huh? And so, like, my stream would not be working if it wasn't for Shiro. He single-handedly, like, set up all of this shit for me. Him and Alphonse both really helped me with that. Shiro and Alphonse both helped me with my audio, and then Shiro helped me set up like my transitions and all that kind of stuff. So that's how we met. That's how I met him, and then I met Chi a bit after through him. I have to find a Shiro so I can start doing art streams with my Pixel. Yeah. He was so nice, and that's why like I trust whenever he's like, okay, I'm doing something and I'm gonna drag you in, like I trust the people. Like I was so nervous for the Duck Duck Goose collab because I didn't know most people, or Goose Goose Duck, I think is what it's called. I always fuck up which one it is. I think it's Goose Goose Duck. I was nervous because I hadn't ever met most of them. Like I met Chi City and I met Chi and Shiro, obviously. And like I think I might have been in a call where Nord, you were there for like 2 minutes and I heard you. That was really it. So I was kind of nervous because I had never met anyone else. But I was like, I'm gonna do it because I trust Shiro and Chi and they're the people they hang out with, and it was so much fun and it was great. And then I was like, oh, I met so many cool people I want to reach out to. And then that's the problem of fuck, I gotta reach out now. That's the hard part. I did the easy part. Because I don't know. I want to try to do more stuff with people. I'm just really bad at like initiating. I still don't really know yet how people tend to go about like, I like doing stuff with people because I think you're really fun and cool, so I want to do a thing with you on stream. Like I don't really care about like, yo, do we want to do a collab to maximize our number? Like I literally collab with people where I don't even stream. Like I could have streamed the Game Awards last night, but I didn't feel like it. I just went on a collab because I wanted to do a collab with people, you know? Like I kind of go about it that way, and I know some people don't and like only really want to do collabs for like, okay, but how is our community, you know, like that kind of stuff, which is totally valid, but I just like to do stuff with people I think are cool, you know? I just like doing stuff with people I think are super cool. So for me, it's just like, yeah, I thought a couple of the people from the Goose Goose Duck collab were cool. I'd like to do something with them. Oh, I remember playing League with Doggo and he was really fun. I'm gonna reach out to him about doing Peak together or something, you know? I kind of just do it that way. That's kind of just what I do. The Game Awards was fun. I'm glad it was fun. Exactly, it's way more natural. I like to try. Especially too because like, I don't know. I'm still like, I also just like, man, I'm fucking tiny, okay? I'm a tiny creator. It doesn't really fucking matter. Like, okay? Like, I could just do what I, you know, I could collab with who I want. Like, I don't really care about like number climbing really when it comes to that kind of stuff. So for me, like, I don't care if the person's cool and fun. Like, I don't care if they have 0 viewers, if they have, you know, 50. Like, I don't really, it's whatever. I just don't want it to be awkward. That's my thing. I just don't want it to be awkward. That's the only concern I have when it comes to that stuff. Like, if we're just gonna have fun, then like I don't care if nobody watches the stream as long as we're having fun. Like, I would rather nobody watch something than it suck, you know, and a bunch of people watch it. I guess it's because with VTubers, the whole point is usually to get a lot of viewers. There's no other point. For art dorks, we're just drawing each other's characters and having a blast. Yeah, there's definitely like people who are more hobby focused with it versus people who are trying to like grind out a career on it, and both are completely valid. It's just, you gotta kind of know the vibe of like, because I think if you are trying to make a meaningful career out of it, like I completely get that, and that's just a part of it, you know? You kind of just gotta like know that though when you go into it so that nobody is on like a different page. Like, if you're gonna do coworker stuff, then do coworker stuff, you know? Like, that's fine. I get it, you know? Not really my thing, because like I do this because it's fun. Like, would it be cool if I got to be an anime girl on the internet for a job? I mean, I think that's pretty fucking lucky in the way things are, you know? That'd be pretty sick, but that's just like if things go that way, you know? Not really like a goal of mine, so it's not really something I like grind for. I could be way more grindy with my content if I wanted to, but it's just not what would be fun for me. So it's like, you know? Good for the people who do it, because that's, you know, that's what makes it fun and happy for them. So like, good for them, you know? That's how I see it. I don't necessarily agree that like, I kind of don't like the opinion that it's inherently wrong for people to like care more about their numbers. Because if you are going into it for a career, yeah, you're gonna care, you know? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I kind of don't like when people make it seem like there is something inherently wrong with that. It's just how it be. Yeah, it's just difference in how people go about things, you know? For sure, but people often say it's not about the viewers, but then they cry about not getting collabs with bigger VTubers. Yeah, it does kind of suck when you get kind of that of like, you know, because trust me, as someone who all of the creators I look up to are bigger creators, like, what do I wish that I could collab with like someone as super awesome and sick as like fucking Xander Netherbrand? Absolutely. That would be a highlight of my fucking like existence. Are you kidding me? But like, Jesus Christ, I know my fucking limit, okay? I don't exist because I am a tiny little fish in a big ass pond, you know? That's just how it is. Like, it's another thing a lot of people gotta realize too, is there's a lot of people who, even if they're smaller creators and they're collabing with bigger people, it's because they're friends, and that's how friends work, you know? Not everything is numbers. I feel like it isn't something you go into with expectations of success. Do it because you enjoy it. Only time I consider it is if it's a large income stream. Exactly. Like, there's some smaller VTubers that do collab with bigger ones because they're friends, and that's what friends do, you know? Yeah, that's why Mina's real. To be clear, I am never talking about Mina. Mina's my goat, and I'll fight anyone. I try. I don't know. I think maybe it's also because I'm only a casual streamer watcher. Like, I have my Oshis that I watch, but I'm not like hardcore into the VTuber scene of like, I don't really give a shit about the dramas that happen, and like, honestly, there's a lot of really big creators that I might not know because I'm just not knee deep into the community like some people. I just do it because I like the medium and I think it's fun. And so maybe my opinions are also a little bit more like, guys, I think we just need to chill. I don't think it's that deep. I think we need to chill. Like, it's fine. The world is on fire, but like, not because of VTubing, okay? Like, for other reasons. You know, I mean, fuck, I do political streams and shit. I know there's 100% people who will never want to collab with me because I do political content, and that's completely fine. Like, I've acknowledged that even if I manage to get to a higher tier, of people watching me, there's just gonna be a lot of people who just don't want that connection because they don't want that to go to their community, and like, that's just how it is, you know? Like, I've accepted things like that, and, you know, it's fine. I also know because I do that kind of content, it's gonna be a bit harder for me compared to other people, but you know, it's fine. I have people who enjoy it, and that's what matters to me. I get happy if I see just one of you guys here. So, you know, if I have one gal here who's excited for my stream, then it's worth it to do. And even if I don't have one, then I'll keep going until someone pops in, and then they can have a good time. Heck, I feel bad reposting loot stuff on my Blue Sky because so many of my followers are cutesy little ace artists. To be fair, sometimes I kind of want to retweet like something a bit like that, but I feel kind of like I don't want it to seem, because like I don't do LewdTuber stuff. I have no interest in doing LewdTuber. I don't mind the occasional flirty or like you guys gooning to my model, haha. Like that's fine, that's fun. If you guys want to draw porn to my model, sure. Like I don't care. As long as you keep it to like the tags, so that way I don't get flashbanged and I have to choose to go look at it. Like I don't care. It's whatever. Like it's fine. If you're gonna draw porn of me, just make it like hot, you know? Don't make it like mid. Like I want good shit, you know? If you're gonna do it, like draw me shoving my fingers in Set's mouth or something. Repost late at night so mutuals don't see Lamel. True. Like sometimes I see like a really good art and I'm like, fuck, I kind of want to repost that on main, but like, am I risky for that? Like, I'm gonna kind of out myself, you know? But Nord's a fucking Chad with your repost. You don't give a fuck. It's great. I love it. I love it. It was so funny to me when I went to your account and I was just like, I don't know who this woman is, except I know she's from Fire Emblem and I know he must love her. And I just thought it was beautiful. I fucking loved it. I thought that was so awesome. Like I respect it. Like it's sick, you know? My wife, yeah, I love it. I love your whole concept and everything. So I thought it was just sick. Like I want to be more confident in just posting the fan art that I come across and being like, you know what? Yeah, boom, into the fucking mix. Cause yeah, I don't know. I get sometimes a little nervous if I like repost lewd stuff because I don't want people thinking I'm doing like lewdtuber stuff, which by the way, lewdtubers are totally fine. Do what you do. If it's what you enjoy and you're an adult, I don't care. It's just like outside of like again, you guys like drawing porn to my model or gooning to my model, or like if I do something and you guys are like, ah ha ha, dang, say ara ara for me or something, like sure. But like I'm not gonna do like lewdtuber. Just because it's a personal choice. I worry sometimes, you know, doing that because I feel like a lot of people expect, especially VTuber models who have like much more older looking features, you know, compared to like younger looking models, which are expected to be more cutesy a lot of the times. I feel like if you have like an older, like I guess like older sister is like the classic like stereotypical way to phrase it is like the older sister look. People tend to kind of assume that you're gonna do more like lewdtuber content, and it's like, no, I feel fucking weird doing that. I have a committed relationship and I don't want that kind of stuff on the internet. Older sister. Because like that, it's like the only way I could think to phrase it because that's usually how it's referred to as like model files. I feel like that's kind of the thought. So like, trust me, there's a couple of VTubers I follow that do like lewdtuber stuff, or at least like lewdtuber adjacent. Like, I follow like a male VTuber that does it because he's like fucking insane with it. Like in a genuinely, his content is so well done and impressive. Like, respect it. It's an art form, you know? You will never catch me down talking my lewdtuber brothers and sisters over here because if they're making good quality content, I respect it. I'm just not gonna respect it if it's dog shit quality. Don't stop you from doing uwu and ada ada. Okay, I said ada ada, but I've never said uwu in like the voice, okay? I've only ever read it out. I've never said it in the voice, so I have not done that. I did do the ada ada voice because you guys donated a lot. I did it one time, and it was dog shit, but I had never done it before, so you had to cut me some slack. Listen, okay, I still know at the end of the, like, again, I don't mind doing some light stuff, but, you know. And I remember that was back when you were obsessed with, like, the, like, hey honey or whatever thing. I remember that ultra when you were gooning about that and you were like, you should do this, you know? Weird thought I just had. Do you think there's boomers or that there's like out there that think or treat VTubers like they're just actual AI porn bots, like people that don't fully understand AI or whatever get in these chats and they think they're bots? People literally still do that, like young people. Yes, there are VTubers on like they'll do like TikTok lives and stuff where people will come in and they think they're AI. And they have to explain like cuz these people just don't know what a VTuber is. Oh yeah. I still don't really get the whole hi honey thing, but you know, I respect it ultra. Yeah, I've seen that a couple times, people mentioning what is with that? I don't understand the like hi honey. I don't really get, is that like I don't get it. I guess it's like more romantic, more like personable, I guess, more like it's not like explicit. It's just like a nice warm feeling, you know? Like I could get that. I could get it. Like it's more of a comforting, like imagining your wife greeting you at the door kind of thing, you know? Like I could see it when I think about it like that. I have that voice clip as a sound redeem. Oh, that's cute. Isn't the Miku voice AI? No, she's a sound bank, so she's like a collection of pre-made stuff. Listen, Crusader doesn't know anything about Miku, okay? Yeah, she's like a collection of like sound banks and stuff like that. She's a musical instrument. She's not AI. she is a musical instrument, basically. Yeah, thankfully, I think well, not thankfully, because it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think the lemon was probably the most like thing I've ever done or said that was like had chat being like dying about it. I mean, like the lemon was like funny, you know, though. It wasn't like, ooh, hoo, oh my god. I think the lemon was just funny. But I definitely, now thinking back on it, did say some sus shit and did not realize it at the time. I think that's really the only time on stream I've had something like that. Like, yeah, slime locked the fuck in for that. I don't think I've like said anything really. Yes, I ate a lemon for my subathon. I ate an entire lemon on stream. And like an absolute idiot, I was saying shit like, oh my god, it's squirting all over me and shit like that. And I just didn't realize that that does not sound good because I was in the process of trying not to get lemon in my eye. Um, but being like, yeah, it was really bad when I think back on it. I was like, I was dying. I had to like eat out a lemon basically. Like I went to town on it. There's pictures on my Twitter of the demolished lemon. Um Actually, I think I said some sus shit during the needy streamer overlord when I had to read out the sex lines that I guess was kind of sus, but like other than that, I don't think I really had anything that I've like said or done. You should look it up. There isn't a single bit of lemon flesh left. Listen, you guys paid me quite a bit, okay? I wasn't gonna bitch out. I was gonna eat that fucking lemon, okay? I wasn't gonna be a little bitch and waste y'all's money. I ensured that it was spent, okay? Alright, I ensured. Yeah, I don't think I really eat a second one then. A subathon 2 moment. Haha. I don't know. Oh, dude, it's gonna suck having to come up with more goals when we eventually do another one. Oh my god. Did you actually look at it? Did you actually look it up on my Twitter, Nord? You weren't kidding. Listen, I don't, okay, Everyone is shocked that I ate the lemon like that, like that I ate that much of it. What was the expectation? Did y'all think I was just gonna squeeze it in my mouth? Was that what y'all thought I was gonna do? Cause like I was like, no, I'm gonna eat the lemon. That requires chewing. Like I have to eat it. I wasn't just gonna squeeze the juice in my mouth. I thought you were gonna take a bite of it and cry. To be fair, it was not a pleasant experience. It was rough. But I've peeled it and ate it like an orange one time. I tried to peel it, but it was not peeling it. I tried to. So I just grabbed a knife off my boyfriend's desk and I just cut it open and just started taking chomps out of it. Because the skin was not peeling, unfortunately. Hold on. Now I'm kind of like, yeah, I tried to peel it like an orange, but it just was not. It did not want to work. Would have taken one bite and cried, by the way. It was rough. It was rough, but you know, I ate that fucking lemon. I did it. I did it for y'all. Restriction for fate level. Organic lemons are probably easier to peel. Probably. There wasn't many lemon selections at the grocery store, so I just grabbed one that was decent size, because I also did not pick a tiny one. I picked like a good meaty size lemon, because I was like, listen, if y'all are gonna give me like 70 subs, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it right. Honestly, the pickles was gonna be worse. The pickles I might have thrown up. Not gonna lie. The second you said the fibers were between your teeth, I knew you had the guts to keep going. Dude, it was horrendous. The pulp genuinely made me gag at one point. If I had to eat the pickles would have been worse. I probably would have actually shed tears if I had to eat. If I had to drink the jar of pickle juice, I probably would have shed real tears. I'm not kidding. That would have been the worst. I think the pickles was the worst, so I will probably keep it for when we do our next subathon in a few months, because it's probably going to be a couple months before we do another one. Probably to raise funds for the eventual model. Yeah, pickles would have been genuinely devastating. Thanks, Aki, for the suggestion. Because I fucking hate pickles. That would have been horrific. That and playing ranked league, those two would have definitely been the worst. Playing ranked league would also have been horrendous, and I'm honestly thankful we did not reach that, because I don't know if I would have that. That would have been rough. That would have been rough to do. I still like to play League on baby mode and just play my little ARAMs and vibe and avoid. I'm not like Shiro. I can't like play in and start chirping at people. I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't. It's like, no, it's too stressful for me. I just want to play my little funny little dragon and like run around. I can't bring myself to like actually mold and like get into the ranked mindset. I just can't do it. It's oof. Ugh. Good on people who can, but could not. Well, I don't know if it is good on them, quite frankly. Shiro and a handful of friends have tried to get me into League. I want to say don't. I want to say don't as a League player, but also I play League a lot differently. I am someone who will get on and literally play co-op versus AI because I just want to play the game and I don't really care about playing like, yeah, I gotta play against people and make it this whole... Sometimes I just like the mechanics and I just feel like playing it. And if I want to do PvP, I do ARAM so people are chiller because it's just like chiller. But I don't play like normal League. I've touched ranked once and it was miserable and never again. I don't really do traditional League PvP because people are a bit too sweaty and I just don't like that. I just don't, I want to have fun. I just play League because I like the champions and I like the general gameplay of it. I don't play it to like get into, you know, like it's not, I just like the characters and I think it's fun. I'm already stubborn enough to say no to them. Yeah, that's totally valid. I've only tried the game once with my brother and never again. That's 100% valid. Yeah, I play it in a very casual sense. I mean, I'm literally Honor 5 on League because I don't think I've ever really said anything mean to a person on League before. I think the only time I've ever said something mean to someone is in response to them being mean to someone else, and I told them to, like, shut the fuck up. I think that was it. I think that's, like, the closest I've come to, like, chirping at people on League was, like, if someone's being a douche to my team for no reason, like, I'll be like, hey man, chill the fuck out. Like, calm down. Do you think you're Faker? What's going on here? Like, do you think that you are Mr. League? Calm down. Like, let's sit this one down, buddy. I used to play Overwatch ranked. My boyfriend used to. My boyfriend climbed like a motherfucker playing Mercy back in Overwatch. Because he got sick of the fact that nobody on the teams that he played knew how to support, so he was like, fuck it, I'll do it myself, and then just ended up climbing to like a really high rank as Mercy. When he didn't even like Mercy like that. He just ended up support climbing because he just was like annoyed. I think his favorite character was like the robot, like monk kind of dude, if I'm remembering his, like, the guy with the orb, like the gold orbs. I don't know his name. I think it starts with the Z. I think that's who my boyfriend's, oh wait, no, my boyfriend's favorite character was, fuck, what's his name? He does really, Zenyatta, he does really like Zenyatta. Fuck, what's his name? Reinhardt. Yeah! You know, I almost dropped my phone. Reinhardt, yeah, that's his favorite. I was like, what's the buff guy's name? Fuck, I could not think of it. Thank you. I'm glad that y'all know his taste enough that it's like, it's gotta be the robot or it's gotta be the buff guy. It's gotta be the buff Giga Chad or the robot. Yeah, that's who my boyfie played. Like, that was his actual favorite characters, but he just ended up having to play a lot of Mercy. Sigma, yeah. It's so funny seeing, there's like a K-pop girl right now that's like kind of popping in like the Overwatch community because she mentioned that she's like a Sigma main, which is so funny. And she was like, I think it was just because she was like kind of easy and like it wasn't that hard to climb with her. Like, it was just pretty accessible. Also, he played like early Overwatch. He stopped playing Overwatch when the original people left, so he didn't stick around for a lot of the later characters. He jumped ship when the original when a lot of the original people behind the game left is when he stopped playing. He doesn't keep up with what else is going on. I never played Overwatch, but Hanzo, fair. I think that's fair. The only hero shooter I ever need is Team Fortress 2. You know what? Shout out to Team Fortress 2, like, legitimately. Mina, Smasher Pass TF2 Medic. Isn't that just Germa? Wait, no, Germa's Scout. That's who Germa is. Germa's Scout. TFT I will always appreciate for just being its thing. Yeah, TFT. Who's the medic? Wait, is it the medic from TFT, the guy that did like, didn't he do like bottom surgery for people? Wasn't that like a thing that the TFT medic has done? Like, he's done like gender like affirming surgery for people? Or is that just a headcanon that people made up? I swear I've heard that. The medic did a lot of things. wouldn't be surprised Berlin was the epicenter of trans research before World War II. TF2. Oh, yeah, TF2. Team Fortress 2 medic. Yeah. I don't know why I said TF2. My bad. Yeah, didn't the medic... I thought I saw somewhere, like, the medic from Team Fortress 2 did, like, trans surgery for someone. Which would be kind of crazy. Because I know that's like, my new headcanon is the medic did top surgery for Pyro. Let's go! I know exactly why you said TFT. You got the... It's because when I look up TF, it shows me TFT and TF2, but I don't play Teamfight Tactics, really. Would I smash the medic from TF2? Let me look at him again. He's a freak, isn't he? Isn't that the thing about the medic, is he's like a freaky freak? Like a big freak? Oh yes, definitely. Then I will say yes. I will say medic can get it. We'll go for that. I don't really know much about him, but if he's a freak, I like a good freak. Not gonna lie, I have to take a second to just figure out which TF2 when they comes to Team Fortress 2 or Titanfall 2. Oh, yeah, true. Both games are ignored by their devs, so is there really a difference? It was kind of funny. He's also German, by the way. Ah, true. He does get points docked for that. It's like getting points docked for being French. I will say, it was kind of funny at the Game Awards when they announced the Total War and Warhammer collab. I believe it's Total War X Warhammer is what it was. You can correct me on that, Ultra, if I was wrong. I just thought of, like, dude, when I do my Smasher Pass, which I'm gonna end the submissions for it, Total Warhammer 40k. Yeah, I'm gonna end the submissions for it like Sunday night. I was like, dude, there's so many Warhammer characters that you guys have. Gringo has submitted so many Warhammer characters, and I don't know anything about them. Like, Valve still can't count to 3. It's literally just Gringo. He puts so much Warhammer. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I'm gonna have to do a Smasher Pass one. I'm not gonna know any of these fucking characters. I don't know anything about Warhammer. I thought Pumpkin was dead ass, like, being truthful when you said John Warhammer was a legitimate character. He basically submitted every Primarch, but didn't submit the Emperor. Don't worry. I'm way too gay to do that to you. I'll explain it. Okay, thank you. Because I'm like, fuck, I don't know any of these. Oh, Stacy put Hawks from fucking My Hero Academia. She's gonna be so disappointed in me. She's gonna be so disappointed in me. Because I do not like him. I do not like Hawks. She's gonna be so disappointed. I fucking hate Hawks. She's gonna be so upset that that's her My Hero boy and I'm about to dog shit him. Oh no. That's so funny. I love that, fucking, God, who was it? Who was it that put it? I think it was Slime that put it. No, it was you. It was you that said that you wouldn't, that you put Kira and you were like, oh, only JoJo character I probably wouldn't immediately put in the Smash. You know what? I would, okay, I'm gonna put Kira in Smash. Like, I don't know, like, he's kind of annoying, but, like, I'm fine with it. Like, Kira is kind of hot. Like, of all the JoJo characters, I don't think Kira is one of the worst in terms of attractiveness. He's just a freak. Like, he's just a freak. That's it. I still respect that he blew that fucking child up in an explosion. That was so funny. Genuinely, him murdering that child carried so much goodwill with me throughout the season, like, legitimately. Like, I don't know, I think Kira is not that crazy of a JoJo, like, smash compared to some of the other JoJo characters, you know? Like, Kira's biggest crime is he's just gonna cut my hand off and do some weird shit with it, you know? Like, that's gonna be the worst thing Kira's gonna do, is, like, do some freaky hand shit, because he's a weirdo. But, like, it's JoJo characters, so... I mean, is he the hottest JoJo character? No, he's not. But he's still, like, attractive. He's not the worst. That's the only thing you're worried about? Okay, but, like, I don't think he would have enough interest in me outside of my hand. Like... he doesn't give a fuck. Like, I don't think he really would give a shit about me outside of wanting to, like, nut on my hand or something. Like, I don't think he really cares. Like, it's Kira. I'm not a stand user. I don't think he's gonna give a shit about me. He's just gonna kill me and cut off my hand. And do some weird shit to it. That's really it. Like, that's all he's gonna do, is he's just gonna fucking jerk it off and then be like, there we go. Like, that's just what Kira does, you know? I'm not a fucking member of the party, okay? I'm not gonna have to, like, fight his fucking stand or whatever. Like, he's not gonna give a shit about me like that. Girly is okay with that. Insane. I'm just saying, of some of the JoJo characters, it's not the worst option. Like, there is definitely worse options to be stuck with for JoJo men. It's not like the dude from Giorno's part, you know? Like... oh yeah, he's gonna kill me, but he's hot. I'll take it. I mean, that's like... people want to fuck Dio, okay? Dio's gonna kill you. Like... I'm not gonna say you're wrong for saying you want to get clapped by Dio, though. Like, if that's how you want to go, then, like, sure. Like, if I had to say who the hottest, like, in my opinion, like... personality-wise, I think Rohan is one of the hottest JoJo characters. I like his slutty little outfits. In terms of purely physical appearance, Cars from part 2 is the most attractive. I'm also not really attracted to many JoJo characters. I feel more of a platonic vibe for most of them. I do think the guy from Jolene's part is hot. I don't know his name because I haven't watched it yet, but the pink hair guy that, like, is in love with her, he's pretty hot. I like that he's pathetic with it. And fuck, what's his name? Weatherman? Weatherman, is that his name? From Jolene's part? He's hot too. Those, I would say, are, like, some of the hottest JoJo characters. I think his name is Weatherman. I might be wrong, but he serves face every time I see him. And Cars is just beautiful. But I feel more platonic for most JoJo men, unless it's old Joseph Joestar. Like, if we're talking Stardust Crusaders Joseph Joestar, Stardust Crusaders Joseph Joestar is the hottest JoJo character. Stardust Crusaders Joseph Joestar is my number one. Respect. We love DILF Joseph Joestar. I love when they made him old. It was peak. He's too old by, like, Josuke's part. That just made me sad because it was like watching Grandpa going through it. But, like, Stardust Crusaders Joseph is pretty fucking peak. There's a girl I follow on TikTok that just makes thirst edits of him, and that's all her account is, and it's great. It's peak content. That's what I like to see. Dude, I was setting up, because like I said, I have my new customizable model I'm going to switch to sometime next week when I can. I added in a bunch of redeems for that model. I just don't have it set up on this model, so I figured since I'm going to try to get it set up by next week, I don't, we're going to do a debut, like, not a debut, so to speak, but like, I'm going to use my new model and it's going to be like a thing. I'm just gonna say, I have something related to I have something that says the word DILF on it, and I learned that you can't write DILFs in chat redeems, so I had to change it, which was a bit disappointing. You can't write DILF and MILF on chat redeems, it seems. So I'm not allowed to, I'll give a teaser as to what it is. I'm not allowed to wear a sticky note that says I love DILFs on it. That's not allowed, apparently. So I had to change it to I love dads. I thought this was America. Yeah, and Shiro was like, trust me, you can't write MILF either. I was like, did you try to write MILF? And he was like, yeah, I have tried to write MILF. It's against guidelines to write DILF or MILF, unfortunately. Literally 1984, exactly. What happened to free speech? I'm not allowed to write DILF on my Twitch chat redeem? Insanity. I still can't believe YouTube fucking hit me and told me that they thought I was a minor. I literally have a VOD up of us playing a game where we fuck old dudes in it. Like, what the fuck? I was so pissed. I had to go through and verify some stuff to, like, get out of baby jail. But they literally threw me in baby jail and were like, yeah, you're not allowed to post videos until you fix this because we can't confirm if you're an adult. And I was like, for one, what is it, the pink? What is it? Is it like, I can't have a fun little name? I can't have a fun little name? There's probably a lot of I don't think, here's the thing. I don't think there's a lot of minors playing pub encounter where you fuck actual old dudes with problems. Okay? Like, I went for the real seasoned one, okay? I went for, just cause what is it? Just cause the wrapper's wrinkled doesn't mean the candy ain't sweet. Isn't that the phrase people use? Like, damn, I have on my channel talking about old dudes in politics, and I got fucking hit with the minor. I got hit with the minor beam. I was fucking pissed. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious right now? Does this seem like the kind of content? Your gal plays repo just one time, and suddenly she's labeled by John YouTube as 12 years old. Like, politics, no, that's something a kid wouldn't care about. Literally, like, what the fuck? I was so pissed. That's why I wasn't able to upload my VOD for a hot minute. Because I was trying to figure out a way where I didn't have to, like, they wanted me to upload, like, images of myself, and I was like, absolutely not. I am not doing that. So I had to, like, go through and find a different way that didn't make me do that, so I didn't have to, but that's why it took me a couple days, because I was trying to work that out, because I was like, no, I don't want to do the, like, Roblox scan my face to figure out if I'm a minor or not. Like, that's weird. I don't want to do that. But eventually I worked it out, and now I'm out of baby jail. So, the UK Child Safety Act, yeah. We're at a baby jail now, so it's fine. But yeah, it did suck for a bit. I got put in the corner. Unfortunately. It's so ass, yeah. Though, I will say, I am probably gonna have to go about here. This ended up- oh my god, voice crack. Jesus, maybe I am deserving to go to baby jail with that fucking voice crack. Jesus Christ. What is wrong with me? I will be having to go because I have to go deal with some family stuff. But this still ended up being longer than I thought I was going to be able to do, so thankfully we didn't really have many interruptions. Thank you for everyone that decided to stop by, because this has been a lot of fun. I might go ahead and throw people to Arena. She's making pizza, it seems, so it'll be interesting. But it was so much fun. Tomorrow in the Discord at 11 AST, EST, we will be doing Nightmare Before Christmas. So if you would like to come in for that, we will be doing that in the Discord, so that'll be a lot of fun. Ratio is now 6-1. Yeah. I love raiding out to Arena. She's great. I am trying to work out something with her, but schedules are a bit hard. Everyone who didn't vote for Tokyo Godfather is about to show up or I'm gonna scream. Yeah, we'll be doing that tomorrow. I am trying to get something with Arena worked out. It's just like we have very opposite time zones, we found out, which is really funny. We just happen to coincide at this hour. She is definitely someone I want to get with to do stuff because she is going to be in one of my D&D campaigns. So I'm really excited about that. Arena's an absolute sweetie. Hopefully this weekend I will have more updates about the concept art. I am just waiting for it to be colored, so I'm not going to rush my darling little artist because she is doing phenomenal. Hopefully though, maybe this week or next week I can get that and I could show you guys and post that. And I will be finishing up, as I mentioned, getting the model set up for next week. But I did want to say thank you for coming. It's been so much fun. And I'm glad that even after being gone for a couple of days, you guys stuck around. Because I know I've been gone for a little bit, but I will be more consistent next week. I just been taking some time for myself. But it's been good. It's been really good for me, I think, to have done this, especially after the subathon, because I was so nervous about the subathon. So getting it like out of my system was really nice. So be on the lookout for, don't be worried about, we are way cooler than that, for real. I know, you guys are sweethearts. It's nothing about y'all, it's just a personal, like, me panic thing. But hopefully I will be able to post pictures of my model soon, and we can get into things. So I don't know, I might have to do a stream or two with my current one next week, or we might jump straight into it. You'll find out later this weekend. But we're gonna go ahead and pop over to Arena, my lovely. As like I mentioned, she's making pizza right now, so go aid her on her journey of cooking food. It looks difficult. I have never actually made pizza, so shout out to her. Believe in the boyfriend that believes in you. Thank you, thank you. But it was great. Thank you, everyone. And I will see you guys tomorrow or next week, depending on when. Bye-bye.